the voice, and I'm not going to this time. Maybe next time. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try to master it, and then bam, bada boom, bada bing. We're gonna have DBZ guy in the house. At the moment, we just have me, unfortunately. Well, he already recapped it. Stuff. Darren talked to a lot of people. She doesn't trust the captain. Man, okay. So let me just start from the beginning here. We sent off the 2 snake people to go try to find Captain Edberg, which they have not done yet. We went inside of the hideout. We met Bisk. What the hell was that guy's name? He's dead. Doesn't matter anymore. But that lizard, I loved his name, and then I killed him. He was there. He was the doorman. We went inside. We met Episara.
Beebs.
She was pretty cool. Beebs?
Someone was Beebs.
Beebs. Yeah, it was Beebs. Poor Beebs. Beebs. Did you wrote down Beebs?
Yeah.
That's dedication, man.
I if I don't write notes, I will.
No, maintain that energy because I wanted
attention.
to know. Keep that energy. We met Evisara. She was pretty chill. All things considered. She was pretty pissed about Orskir killing some of her best men. She didn't know him by name, but she kind of made some leaps of some mental leaps to just kind of pin it, ask if it was had anything to do with you guys. They got raided by the BDD, like Special Forces, BDD, laser guns, pew. Stormtroopers came in, started blasting. There was a hole in the arena room. She opened it, and then you guys went down, and Damien didn't get back up. And that's where we left off for you guys. And that was pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. There was some talking in there and stuff, but that was pretty much what happened. Luckily, Jerry, I wonder what happened to Jerry. Oh man, he had 7 kids. What if he's fucking dead? I didn't even think about it.
Didn't Jerry leave before everything went down?
He left, but he didn't leave like that long ago. You guys walked in.
Jerry was in the Lamplighters.
Yeah, like Jerry came up the stairs and just got blasted. I'm not gonna say, but I feel like maybe I'm a little bit concerned.
No, I think Jerry just strolled past them with nobody the wiser.
He's the kind of guy he would not. That's not his problem, you know. Man, forgot all about Jerry. Poor Jerry. Hopefully, him and his 7 kids are fine. Anyway, Darren she woke up in a gyro ball, sort of helicopter ball situation with the captain. They had a back and forth conversation. She was kind of trying to figure out, like, what is he being legitimate? Does he know more than he's leading on, or is he like fully unaware of the situation? And I don't think we really came to any solid conclusions there. They went to the Sky Saucer Inn, hit her and the captain. He got her some new clothes. He got her some food. She went upstairs, started relaxing for a bit. Captain Edberg went and did something in that time. And Rhodey, the little robot creature that pinned her as Unit 7, came back in, did a diagnostic check, said that her energy readings were weird before, and they're still weird now. And he thought that maybe her Aether component was in like an overdrive state, and that's what was causing her to act funny. But now he knows. He wasn't calling her Unit 7 anymore. I don't think he called her by name, but he did not call her Unit 7. So he gave her a read, said, "Oh yeah, everything's still weird," and then he left. And then she didn't. She just like sat, kind of tried to process that information, and then she went to find Nettie and found Nettie and her assistant. There was a couple professors with Nettie. They left when Darren arrived. There was just a really brief little "Hello, how are you? Okay, goodbye." And then Nettie said that everything's probably fine. Nobody's dead. And then Nettie got some shivers, and then Darren was like, "Somebody's dead," and Nettie was like, "No." And then Nettie offered to read Darren's cards, And then we went back to the sewers with Damien having been dead. And that's where we left off. That's it. For Bastiavis, however, we left off with Orfsky ripping out that guy's throat. So
that is true. That did happen.
that is my life. So I'm going to roll a d4 since we're still split. Okay. 4 is Bastiavis, and I got a 4. So we're starting at Bastiavis. So Bastiavis, we literally left off with Orskier ripping out a yellow-skinned tiefling's throat. He said something kind of strange before he did it, or after he did it, rather. Kind of saying that this dude was just saying that like they're responsible for something. You're in a pretty crowded space, and there's like a lot of panic. You know, people are like kind of gathering to look at the destruction that lies behind you guys. And like there's crowds moving to and from the destruction, like people going towards it to gawk, people going away from it to not fucking die. So that doesn't get him, like there's not like an immediate like, oh my god, and then like, you know, call the BDD. Like you're at the moment you're like, you know, Orskier's he pulled himself away from the situation. He's a little bit wide-eyed. He looks a little bit freaked out by himself. Heteru is probably full-blown like panicking. And you guys were, I have to keep kind of going back here a little bit. You guys were going to the inns.
Yeah.
And I think you were on your way to another inn.
That's right.
When we Okay, you were on your way. You're actually on your way to the Sky Saucer.
Correct. Yes, we were. Yeah, the more ritzy one.
Yeah. So, what do you do? Because we're just going to show this guy's throat out. Heteru is here. You know that the Sky Saucer is like a couple minutes away. That was your original destination. And Orskier's like probably on his ass, having kind of pulled himself away, scuttled backwards from the man who he just killed. That guy is not completely dead yet. He's kind of writhing and just gushing from the throat. He's got like maybe 30 seconds.
I mean, for at least 2 of those seconds, Bastiavis is gonna be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck just happened?" All right.
Oh, you're also fucking wasted too.
Yes.
By the way, I
yes.
forgot. You're also
we
fucking
are drunk.
Wasted.
We are drunk.
Yeah, you're like good and proper.
Bastiavis is probably gonna like slap Heteru, grab Orfskier, and then we just start hauling ass. I mean, in the most forward, straight direction we can, away from the scene of the crime.
You start running away with Orfskier, and yeah, well, give me an acrobatics check.
Not bad. 17.
That's good. You continue forward. Orfskier is pretty drunk, but you're almost kind of dragging him. He's heavy, so he's like his feet are moving, but you can tell that he's like stumbling, and you're kind of keeping him aloft. Heteru is like fine, and he's just confused. So, you know, you hear him like kind of muttering behind you, like, "What is going on? Why are you panicking? You know, what happened?" He was kind of ahead of you guys, so he didn't really see it. He kind of turned, probably heard you say like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was trying to assess the scene. He didn't get a chance really to do that before you grabbed him, started running. Give me a. Well, you start running, and give me a history check, I think, to see. I want to know if you know where the fuck you're going.
Am I making any of these checks or all of these checks with disadvantage? Because I am.
I will allow you to make that decision for yourself. I trust you.
Sure. For fun. Why not? There. You know, it's the same roll.
Interesting.
Plus 2, 18.
That's good. Look at you. You're one of those like really, really astute drunks. You remember Heteru's instructions to how to get to the Sky Saucer. He said it was just a few minutes away. It was like down this strip. You see some alleyways, and like you're kind of tempted to just like get the fuck out of here and like go down an alleyway. Like your roguish instincts kind of kick in. But you remember, like we're nearby. You keep running, And as you go, the street kind of opens up a little bit, and there's kind of like a little bit of a courtyard. The shops kind of round out. There's like this square here. In the center of the square, there's a small fountain, and then behind that, there's a larger white stone building with a big sign on it that's like this golden bowl with like some clouds underneath it, like this floating bowl, and it says the Sky Saucer, and you know that that's your destination. Or
All
was
right.
your destination. Anyway.
All right. Hey, here it is. Here, right here. This thing.
Heteru stops you and he says, what? Why are we running? What happened?
Listen, Heteru, it was crazy. It was the craziest thing. All right. I mean, 1 second we were just there, and then the next second, I mean, his fucking dragon mouth is open, and he's got this guy's gullet in his mouth, and he's just tearing it apart, and it's like, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? He was wild. I don't even know how I don't know, Heteru. It was crazy. Orski, what the fuck?
Heteru turns to Orski and says, yeah, well, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And Orski is standing there. He's still got a missing fucking hand, too. And and he's kind of got the hand on his chest now. And he's standing there. He's a little wobbly. And he shakes his head. And he said, I don't know. I didn't know where I was. I panicked. I'm sorry. And he doesn't want to look at you. He won't make eye contact. He's looking at the ground.
I mean, all due respect, mate. That if that's your form of panic, then holy shit, we might have some problems in the future. Wow. I mean, okay, did he do something to you? Did he rob you? Did he shag your lover? I mean, come on, what happened? Why him?
I don't like his kind.
Is it? I mean, is it like the devil part of it? Was it? I mean, is it the horns? I know it's a little.
The horn competition between the dragons. Like that guy did have nice fucking horns. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. Orfskier kind of leans down and he says, I was hired to kill people. I killed people. You don't need to know anything else. Fuck off.
You know what?
And then he starts walking towards the tavern.
Might have said too much. All right. Don't piss off the killer. Okay. Heteru. I think we're all good here. I think we just need to...
says, Bash Yabbas. I don't mean to be skittish, but do you think this is the best idea?
Do I think... Hang on.
In general.
Everything was spinning for a second. Okay, in this whole, going to the bar, or sticking with the tough man who just definitely saved my life a few little bit ago?
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I sound judgmental, but
No, it's not. No, you're not judgmental, all right? I mean, you're just being pragmatic. I understand. Good on you.
Find another boat. We're handy. We can find another crew. This is a bit beyond our pay grade, I think.
You know what? I can't argue with that. I cannot disagree with a single word that just came out of your beak. I really can't. But I feel like we at least got to let the others know what we just fucking saw, or at least what I saw, and what you had to see up in the sky. I don't know.
Do you mean the bomb, or do you mean
the bomb, the lamplighters, maybe the murder? We'll table that until he's like.
Oh, I think if we're going to stay with the crew, we just don't even talk about it. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to piss him off.
Good call. Good call.
So if we're going to stay, I think we just let it die like we let him die.
You know what? You've convinced me. That's a really good argument. I like that a lot. I'm on board, Heteru. Thank you for being so wise. And he just like puts his hand across his face and just kind of smothers his feathers. You
Heteru stops and he kind of grabs you by like the these bones. What are these called?
Your clavicle.
Yeah, those ones. He grabs you, and he kind of puts his taloned hands there. He said, did anybody see you two? He's pretty obvious, and you're pretty obvious. Did anybody see you? That's gonna, the BDD eventually somebody, and then we're here 2 hours from now. We are drunk. We've forgotten about any of this, and then boom, there's a bomb, and the BDD rush in, boom, boom, and then we're dead or in jail.
I do not know if anyone saw. I'm like 62% sure that nobody saw us, but I don't think I can be any more confident.
Heteru suddenly stops, and his eyes like flash of panic, and he goes, Orfskia just went in there alone.
In the bar. This is fucking stellar. All right, great. Damn it, let's go. All right.
No, you go. I'm gonna go do a roundabout. I want to see what's happening back there. I'll do it in the air. I won't touch ground. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
That's good. That's good. Good idea. Go and get your feathers ruffled. All right, I'm gonna go drink for the both of us because what the fuck just happened? Goodbye.
And then he flies up in the air and goes flying back in the direction of the dead tiefling.
You know, it didn't start out this way, but Bastiabas might be an alcoholic. Just might be. At least this is definitely turning him into it. It's been a hard day.
Now you understand Leovold a little more.
Everybody in the party is just gonna slowly become an alcoholic.
Yep. This is the BBEG. It's alcoholism. Something we can't ever win. The AC's too high. Damn it.
But your charisma will go through the roof.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Instead of AC, we now have BAC. We have to do it.
So do you so you enter into the tavern?
Yeah. Stumble in.
You go stumbling in. It's probably like around like maybe it's actually been a pretty short period of time for you. You've kind of like had these events happen really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So time travel, the keeping together these timelines is going to be a challenge for me. I would say that for you, it's probably around noon of the first day. Let me just to get this all straight in my head. For Darren, it's the end of the first day. For you, it's noon of the first day.
Okay.
For Alyssa and Leovold, it's like 5 or 6 of the first day. Okay, got it. You walk inside. There's this like scared man. He's probably not a man. I mean, he is literally a man, but he's a young man. He's like maybe 19, 20 years old. Kind of looks like Aragorn. He has this like kind of little goatee, long, kind of oily, brownish black hair. And then it's a nice little like pinch, like this little white button-down shirt tucked into some black pants. And you can see he's kind of scared. He's like pushed against a wall, like he's still standing there in the wall. And you can tell that he looks like maybe a greeter. He has a little name card. It says, "Hi, my name's Steve." And when you come in, he looks at you and he looks like he wants to say something, but he doesn't. And you kind of get a real quick assessment of the area. There's a hall to your right, hall to your left. The left has like a restaurant area. There's like booths all along the walls and there's like tables in the middle. On the right, there's like an open air space. There's a central bar. There's like a winding staircase that's in the middle of the bar. And then the bar has a little alleyway that leads to the winding staircase, so you can walk sort of like behind the bar, but there's 2 separate little like swivel doors that separate this little alleyway that leads to the winding staircase from the bars themselves. And then all around the open floor, there's just like some tables and high tops and stools and such. And you can see up, there's like probably 4 stories, and there are these balconies, and coming off of the winding staircase, there are these like bridges that connect to the balconies that are like in the walls. Directly ahead of you, there's just a staircase that goes up to higher floors. You can see that Orfskia is in the right room, at the bar, just sitting. You don't really see a drink or anything. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of middle of the day, and there's a whole bunch of shit going on. So there's not a whole lot of people in here. Just a handful of people. But give me a perception check. And disadvantage, I guess, maybe.
10.
So you see Orskier there at the bar. And then you see a handful of patrons, and there is a bartendress behind the bar. A drow female, probably, she's a young woman. Little jacket, little like vest, kind of puffy sleeved shirt, nice pants, and then the rest of the people in there are just sort of people. I feel like they would almost get like blurred out. They just kind of fade in the peripheral almost. Here's some like light talking in here, but nothing else.
With that in mind, and knowing how his last conversation with Orskier went, it's going to give him some space. If he's in the room on the right, and Bastiabas doesn't really see anybody on the first, maybe he'll go up the stairs. Maybe he'll go to the second level and just kind of check it out.
You go upstairs. You start walking around. The stairs goes to like a long hallway that goes in both directions. So there's like a little banister, and then the stairs continue. So there's like multiple stairs that go up. And if you come up here, you go to a landing hallway that goes that way, and then hallway goes back, and you see that there's rooms, like it's a hotel up here. And then if you go around the stairs up, there would be more levels that are probably the same. You don't know for a fact, but the one you're on is just sort of a straight shot. And there are some rooms, there are some doors that look different than the other doors, but I don't know that you would really notice that too much right now.
Sure.
While you're up here, do you stop at the second level, or do you like wander around trying to open doors? What do you do?
Everything in me screams not to, but he probably does in this state. Rumble around and try to open a few doors just to see what happens.
Okay, roll me a d20. Nothing added to it.
3.
Okay, that's interesting. So you go to 203, and you just walk up to like one of the first doors you see, pretty much. And this door, all of the doors, the hallway itself is like this, like kind of like cherry wood. Everything in here has got this kind of like red, sort of dark, vibrant color that kind of glows with this orange lamplight. This door is black and it has like a gilded gold kind of ring around it. You go up to it, you just fiddle with the knob. It has a little resistance. It seems like maybe it's kind of fucked up. You jiggle with it a little bit. You pull on it and it opens. And you come out. You just walk in to this kind of a dark space, but there's a glow deeper in. You kind of follow that. There's like, it feels like you're like in a little kind of like hallway, and you stumble out. Actually, give me an acrobatics check.
18.
That's good. Man, you're like really, you're killing it. You stumble out onto one of the balconies that's on the second floor, and you stumble right out. You kind of walk down the blackness. As you come out into like the kind of dark, warm light, you don't see the step that comes down. So you almost fall out, but you kind of catch yourself, and you're able to play it off as if you didn't just like almost tumble into the space. There's like this low table, this like long low table, and then like kind of like a booth around it, and then like a little tiny. There's a banister that goes around the side, so you like couldn't potentially fall off. And then there's like a little deck where you can stand. If you were to stand up off of the booth, you can stand at the edge of this balcony, kind of look down below, the people below. Sitting here and kind of now looking up at you, confused face, are 2 humans, a dwarf, and like little goblin man that has like a suit on, little gold. He kind of stands out. He has like this little gold chain on his vest. The 2 humans are both in like sort of normal attire. There is like a case out on the table that's open. I'm going to keep your original perception check, so you don't really absorb all that information right away. You just kind of see the goblin, particularly. He's got some kind of bedazzled jewels on his hands. The 2 dudes and the dwarf. And the dwarf is standing actually next to the goblin. He's like really big guy, kind of sides of his head are shaved, this like Viking braid that goes really far down his back, and then this beard that's kind of pulled this way, and then a bunch of like face tattoos. He's this big beefy guy who's kind of standing there with his hands in front of his, with his hands cupped and just kind of looking tough. And they're all just staring at you as you stumble out into this space. None of them say anything for like probably like 6 seconds, 10 seconds. What do you do?
He'll probably just try to play up his drunkenness even more. Listen, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't even remember where my room is, mate. Where's 208?
The goblin says, Galador, could you show this gentleman to 208, please? And the dwarf, you've got it, boss. And then he turns and he kind of grabs you firmly by the arm. And he says, your room's going to be this way. And he just kind of starts walking you back down the hallway.
Listen, I'm sorry, mate. I never even realized how much a 3 looks like an 8. It's kind of crazy, actually, And
he stops in the hallway, in like the dark hallway, for a second, and you can't actually really see him quite because your eyes haven't quite readjusted yet.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of can feel him shake his head. You can feel his body kind of bob, and he says, "You know what? You're right. It does look like an 8." And then he takes you out in the hallway, and he gives you a nice shove, and he points down the other way, like down to the north side of the hallway. It says, 208's right down there, mate.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, good one.
He slams the door. Here, lock this time.
That was fucking close. All right. Probably everyone I just need to go. All right, let's keep on going upstairs.
You start going up the stairs. So you turn to the south, make your way around the landing of the second set of staircase, go up. As you're making your way up there, give me another perception check. I'll say that it's been enough. Give me a second perception check. If you don't see this, it's because you're just like absolutely bomb blasted.
It is better. It's a 15.
As you're going up the staircase, you're like, you're wobbly, you're pretty drunk, you're playing it very well. As you're going up the staircase, you bump into somebody, you see like a flash of kind of purple, and then you look and you see it's Nettie.
Nettie, oh my god, I can't believe you're here. I've been looking for you. Hey, listen, what the fuck? What has happened today?
She stops and she looks, she says, oh, Pasciabas, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you're safe. We were very concerned for your well-being. I came here to get a drink and take a load off. Are you okay?
Oh, nothing a couple of pints can't at least make me forget about. I think I'll be all right. Can I insight check her?
Sure.
Specifically the part where she said she was concerned. Where's that at? Insight. Not proficient, so +2, so it'll be a 16.
No, she was not concerned.
That's what I thought. Yeah, actually, I think I need to go work my way into another bottle or 5. Do you want one? Hey, what about your mate? Does he want one?
The assistant?
Yeah.
No, he's fine. He's upstairs if you'd like to join him. Would you like for me to maybe, if you go to get yourself a drink, just tell them to put it on Professor Humboldt's tab. And if you'd like, you can get yourself a room. I feel like you need a rest. You can put that on his as well.
Professor Dumbolt. Right.
They'll know what you mean. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I got you. On Nettie's tab. Professor Dumbolt.
Yes, there you go.
On Nettie's tab. Gotcha. I will do that. You cheeky. You look so good today, Nettie.
Thank you. You look like you need a rest. Why don't you come with me? And she puts out her hand. It's covered in this like lacy kind of silk glove that goes up to about the elbow. She's a very beautiful woman, and she has she has sort of a calming presence. I don't think it works on you though so much.
Tell you what, I'll come find you after I go get some more of these drinks on this teacher's tab that you said about. All right, that's free liquor in this economy. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Just be safe. I'll keep an eye on you. I'll send the assistant to maybe we'll get you some food. How does that sound? Some bread, perhaps. They have very good bread here. It comes with a little oil, some cheese, dried tomatoes.
That sounds wonderful. Wonderful. Send it down with your boy. That'd be perfect.
I will send them down. You go enjoy the liquor on Professor Humboldt's tab. Dumbolt is also fine. I know what you mean.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
And she kind of starts walking down the steps, and she kind of turns around and says, "And get yourself a room, and maybe some new clothes."
Oh, this is my favorite jacket. What do you mean? I complimented your clothes. Why you gonna be like that, Nettie? I don't understand.
She kind of laughs just like I did, and then waves her hand and continues away from you back down to the first level.
He will take. She went back down to the first level.
Yeah, she was coming. You were going up. She was coming down.
Okay, so we met each other on the staircase, not her coming out of a room. Okay, damn.
Yeah. You were like, I want to go in that room.
Yes. He'll take note of the floor that he's on now, at least, or the floor that he's heading to. Maybe the floor that looked like she was coming from.
He was heading up to the third. You were heading up to the third floor. So she could have been coming from the fourth or the third floor. You wouldn't really know.
From the third or fourth. Okay.
But she wasn't on the second, at the very least. You can narrow it down to that.
Sure. All right. He'll probably go back down to the bar, especially now that he knows that she's keeping eyes on him and that somebody's coming to actually corroborate his location. He'll go down there and sit at a table and purchase a drink. Hi, bartender, can I get an amaretto sour on Nettie's tab for Professor Dumbolt? That's my name.
She comes over. Where are you sitting? Anywhere near Orskier? Just out of curiosity.
Probably like he's like, I'm gonna give him space, and he's like 3 seats down. That's his space.
That's a good amount of space. At least you're not like the guy who parks next to somebody else in an empty parking lot.
Yes.
She comes over and says, "Oh, of course. Would you like anything else?"
Some of that. You know what? No, that'll be perfect. Just one of those for now. Thank you.
She mixes some white liquor that's sort of like kind of green colored, like a syrup kind of into it. She puts a lime in there, mixes it up with some ice, shakes it, pours it out into a glass, brings it over to you. Doesn't ask you for any money. It's gonna be on Dumbolt's tab. And as you're sitting there, give me one last check before I switch focus. It could be perception, it could be possibly investigation, or it could be insight. And this is on Orskier.
It will not even matter because I rolled a natural 1 on one of the dice.
Woo! You don't know shit about nothing.
No.
He is sitting there. His hands are on the table. His head is kind of slightly cocked on an angle, and he's just kind of deadpan, staring like at the ground. He has just a glass of water in front of him, or at least you think it's water. And he just will. He won't move. He won't talk. He won't say nothing. He's just going to sit there, kind of staring into the void. Let me roll a d4. Ding. Okay. Change the music. You guys, back in this darkened space after falling down the shaft and jumping down some kind of pit after Visara. What was the jumping order? I know that Alyssa jumped last, and you were going to cast slow fall. We jumped again. Remember, there was like a slide.
Right. There's like a slope. Yeah, Leovold is carrying Damien, and he went first.
I got Damien tied to me.
Yes, tied. Yeah. Damien, are you holding him?
Yeah, I'm like baby yorning him, pretty much.
It'd be so funny if he was just tied to you at the waist and his like unconscious body is flailing behind you as you slide down this thing.
No, I'm not that strong. I'm gonna have to put like one arm underneath him at least.
You guys go sliding down this slope. It starts to gradually, the steepness of it kind of starts to change, and then you eventually kind of slide out smoothly into another. You're in a dark space. You can feel the stone floor behind you. You can hear the click-clack of boots ahead of you, and you can hear Aethra call back behind her. Hurry, come on! And then you give me a perception check.
Both of us?
Yeah. Just nothing.
Can we say on the way down, since it's completely getting pitch black dark and things are getting more complicated for Leovold right now? I mean, I have dark vision, but he'd like to cast light on his gun to just have like a radiant light, like a bright torch.
You have a flashlight on your gun?
Pretty much.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do that.
Perception.
I got a 9.
22.
I gotta stop rolling on D&D Beyond. I think that's the problem.
It's cursed. I swear.
You can hear the
It's fine for me
sound.
before.
You can hear like the sound of like kind of a metallic grinding on the stone above, and it sounds like people are sliding after you.
Ah, fuck.
I can't do anything about it. I've spent everything. So have we stopped sliding, or are we just doing this whole like?
No. You have slid down the thing. You're like now like it came to a gradual incline, and then you kind of safely skidded to a halt, and I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You kind of like land, and there's enough momentum where you kind of pop up onto your feet.
Okay.
Let's move. And I start running after Visara, but I don't want to like get too far ahead of Leovold.
Yeah, because I'm carrying dead weight right now. I mean, we're just gonna keep trying to book it as fast as Leovold can while carrying Damien.
You guys both have dark vision, right? We already decided that, so you can see 60 feet.
Yes.
Yep.
I can only see 30 feet.
Aethra's okay. Well, Aethra's 30 feet away, so luckily you can just see her. As you guys start sprinting through this tunnel, you're able to keep her in your vision. After you guys start sprinting, you kind of go around this corner, just following Aethra, and you're in this tight network of like corridors. Your vision kind of comes in. You can see that there's like stonework around you. You can see there's like side little hallways and such. It looks like you're in some kind of like catacomb, perhaps, or something. There's no water. There's like no sound, really. It's very loud, very echoey. As you run that corner and start going in the hallway, you can hear the sound of that skidding noise of somebody sliding come to a halt. And you can hear the sound of like footfalls as somebody lands, and like heavy boot sounds coming after you.
Kill the light, they'll be able to see us.
At any point while we're trying to keep up with badass chick, has there been any turns?
You just turned once to go right to follow
But
her.
was there a left turn or?
It did split.
Okay, it did.
It did. There was a T.
Okay. At that T, I would like to cast light on one of my bullets and shoot it down the hallway like a flare and go the opposite direction of.
Okay.
So if I went left, I'll shoot it to the right to try and maybe distract them down there.
You went right. You're going to shoot it left. You kind of just you turn. You take a shot real quick as you see the ball of light kind of disappear down the hallway. Eventually, you see it hit a wall and kind of ricochet, and eventually settle, probably about like 80 feet or so away from you. As then you continue to rush down the hallway.
I
You
no
see
longer have the
Aethra-
light spell on my gun.
Okay. You see Aethra go down probably about 100 feet as you guys are trying to keep pace with her. She turns left. You hear behind you some shots go off, and then somebody say, "That's not them." And then you can hear the sound of boots start to turn, and then start chasing after you. But you every little bit, it all adds up. You turn left.
Out of tricks.
You turn left and go down this corridor. It's a little tight, so you guys have to stay one at a time. And Aethra is still keeping ahead of you, but you do manage to gain a little bit because when she disappears into this, she starts to have to kind of shimmy between this little tiny alleyway. So you do manage to get within like about 15 feet of her once you get there and start moving yourself. You see her pop out, and she turns right. You guys run out, turn right, and you can now see that there is a gradual decline, and there is a worn out part of the floor. And there's like a small trickle of water running down. You can start to hear the sound of water running, but it's really, really just this little stream. And you're running alongside this grooved out estuary sort of that's running down here on this. And you were also running on a decline downwards. After her, you see her go ahead of you, drop. She kind of jumps off. And as you guys run, you kind of come to the edge. You can see it's only about a 5-foot drop. So you drop, both you guys drop down, and you see that she jumps down these like series of kind of like heightened stairs. And as you go, you can see there's ladders that go up, but you don't need those right now. You're just jumping down. She jumps down to a lower level, and as you were jumping down, you can start to hear the sound of much faster water running. You get down here, and Aethra takes a second when she gets to the bottom of this, and now you guys are like next to each other. You're near each other. She puts a finger up, puts to her lips, and all you guys can make perception checks.
$22.
There you go. 20 and 22. The echoing noise of the boots and stuff is far enough away where if you're a little bit less observant, it might get drowned out by the sound of the water that you're now right by. But you can hear the sound over the top of the sound of the water. You think that you've moved fast enough and managed to cause just enough of distraction where escaping down this little alleyway might have shaken them to a point where like maybe you might be okay. And Aethra, like she keeps the finger on her lips. She seems pretty satisfied. She puts her hand up and then like down like this, and then points down this ravine. You can see this is also on a slight decline, and she kind of starts jogging, but trying to do a good job of like dampening the sounds of her footsteps. I want all of you guys to make stealth checks, including Aethra. And Leovold, I think you might need to do it at disadvantage.
Natural 20, so 25.
Ooh.
Okay. 14 on the die, and
That's not bad.
Ooh, it's a disadvantage, though. That's a total of an 11.
That's not bad. For a disadvantage, that's pretty good. On a group check, that's not bad. Aethra is pretty sneaky, so she got a 22. So you guys got, as a group, 59? 59. That's pretty good. Or 58, actually. But you guys start heading down this ravine. She's not talking. She's just staying a little bit ahead of you, like 10 feet, and moving. And you can see that as you go out, you then start to hear the sound of a waterfall. You can hear like the loud crescendoing of water. And eventually you come to the edge, and you can see that this water drops down to this really big hole. It's like cistern. You can hear it kind of crashing in the bottom, maybe like 100 or so feet down, it sounds like. It sounds far enough away where it's like not just below you. And Aethra looks, and there is this like kind of ramshackle gangway that's been built off the side of this drop, and it goes around the side. And she starts walking across. You can hear the creakiness of it as she begins to move on it. Doesn't sound super sturdy, but she's obviously confident enough in it to start walking on it. And as you get in here, you do have dark vision, but the cistern itself is so wide that you can't see the other side of it. But as you're moving along the edge, you can see there are like ladders in this like three-dimensional collection of like poorly built structures that seem to drop down into the cistern. And you guys move down that for probably a few minutes, trying to move carefully and slowly. It does sound rickety. There are spots where like a plank probably breaks and falls down, but nothing that's so bad that I would make you roll for it. You're relatively safe. Eventually you get down to the bottom, and you can see that there is a cement sort of like cross. There are 4 walkways that go to one central structure. And around it, there are like some lamps that are alive. You can see that now that you've gotten a little bit closer, there are like pockets of darkness in the middle and in the sides. But you can see there are lamps around these like openings. You can see holes for these 4 pathways that go into different parts of this lower sewer catacomb structure. The waterfalls fall down into the spaces that are open on the crosses. So there's a cross that goes into the middle, and there's like a cross that comes off of it, and then a cross that goes up. And those each lead to a different doorway. And the water falls down in the spaces, the empty spaces where the crosses aren't. And there's water down there below. As you walk up, Aethra does this like whistle. And then she continues to walk up the middle. And then there, you can see now that you've gotten closer, there are like wooden structures. There's like this wooden kind of half wall. There are like tables and chairs. There are these wooden kind of banisters that are up so as to not allow somebody to fall over the side into the water below. And you're in like some sort of like makeshift, almost looks like a tavern. There's like this central, nothing else to call it but a bar, with a big structure behind it. But there's like nobody here. And if a star goes over the side, jumps over the bar, and as you guys follow suit and jump over the bar, you see that there's like 10 people on the other side of the bar that are all ducked down, kind of hiding beneath the bar. And Aethra really quietly starts whispering to one of them. And actually, I know that Alyssa probably wants to make this check. So Alyssa, give me a perception or investigation check, and Leovold, if you care about what she's saying, you can try to as well. But she's like very intentionally trying to be secretive.
No, I don't
Dirty
give a
20.
fuck.
Alyssa, you can hear her. She is talking to this red-skinned tiefling who has this like apron on. He has this like kind of curly mustache, white slick back hair, one like monocle, and then like these brown leather pants. And he's tucked down into the bar, and she comes up next to him and she says, "Is the fire starter here?" And he says, no, he's not here today. He hasn't been here for some time, actually. She says, "Do you know where I can find him? We're totally compromised. All of us need to get out of here, like right now." And he says, I think he's on the top, ma'am. He's nowhere near here right now." She's okay, well, we have to abandon the light bulb. It's done. Get out of here, all of us. And then she turns to you two, points to you and says, "I just picked these 2 up. They're going to help us. But just keep an eye on them. I don't trust them yet." He nods. And then she turns to you guys and says, "All right, I don't think they've gotten us here yet. we can climb up and out of here. And then hopefully that's it. Are you guys ready? And she looks and she sees that Damien's like not alive or unconscious or whatever, but she's not.
Yeah, Leovold's like the entire time just been trying to get him to come to.
You're like yelling. He's not.
No,
He's
just
too.
come on.
Shit. So you want to climb out? Where are we gonna go?
This will bring us up to 33, and then we're just gonna fucking scatter.
All right. Fuck. I'll join Leovold in trying to get Damien to wake up.
Damien will not wake up.
Shit.
Leovold just looks at you and goes, "We've got to get back to the captain. You have to get back to the crew. We're split, and I don't know where anyone's at. And Damien needs help right now. We need to get back. How the fuck can we do that?"
Yeah, you're right. Which floor was the ship on? When it was
31st.
Still existing? Okay.
31st. So Aethra, she a little bit more loudly says, "All right, boys. We're gonna break to the north side. We're gonna go to the top of the cross. We're gonna go up the metal rungs. We're gonna climb as quickly as we can. If you hear shots, hear screams, just that's it. Don't save anybody." She snaps her fingers and she's fucking bolts. She starts running.
I'm slowly.
And then you see the other people around you kind of break off and they start running too.
Yeah. Let's run, I guess.
Give me athletics.
hobble.
Give me
Yeah, I'll
athletics.
try and help you carry Damien.
So you both can make just a straight athletics check.
Great athletics.
Doesn't help me too much. Got a 12.
Oh my god, I could have. I got a 17, but it was almost just a 7.
Well, that's good. Hey, it went the right way.
I hate being a weak character sometimes.
Aethra is first. She books it. She's very fast. She gets the ladder. You can hear her start going up the rungs like way before you reach it. Surprisingly, with you both holding up Damien, you're able to move pretty quickly. A few people are ahead of you, but you're like in the middle of the pack. As you manage to get to the ladder and you start climbing. Leovold, do you have him like strapped to you, and you're kind of like you're having to like one arm pull,
Yeah,
2 feet,
yeah.
jump, pull, but you are managing it. But you're going to be really tired. I'm almost tempted to say that by the end of it, you're going to have a level of exhaustion. As you're going up, you guys climb for a couple minutes, and you start to feel like you're getting towards the top when you hear an echoed voice from below, and then you start to hear sounds of shots. You hear somebody below you scream. As you continue to climb. Continued shots, you hear some other people like yell out in pain, but manage to hang on to the ladder as you guys get to the top.
Hearing that, can I burn my action surge to like? This will justify the level of exhaustion for you. To like go into desperation mode and just like a savage animal, like climb this ladder to get Damien the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's thinking about is getting Damien out of here.
You kind of speed up to the point where you're like right underneath the second guy who is the tiefling. And he's moving as quickly as he can. You're kind of catching up to him. Luckily, as you kind of get like almost on top of him, he gets to the top. You get to the top. You come over the edge. Alyssa's right behind you as you guys come up onto the edge of this tunnel, this reverse tower almost. You can see there's a few people behind you. That's not your concern. It obviously wasn't Aethra's. as she has now like run forward, and there is a metal door that she is fighting with a like a what the fuck, like a pressure lock, you know, the spinny doorknobs with the rungs. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like in
You know,
SpongeBob.
like a submarine. You know, yeah,
like a vault
exactly.
door.
Yeah, I don't know what those types of doors are called, but it's one of those. She's struggling with it. The tiefling comes over. Let me see if they actually manage to open it by themselves. They don't. So they're struggling with the door. Do you guys offer them a hand?
How
Yeah.
big's this door thing?
Leopold, you could roll. You could do the. It's a regular sized door, but it has this pressurized thing on it. So it's not particularly large. It's maybe a little bit bigger than a regular door. But you can roll with advantage, Leopold, to judge by what you just said to me.
So, all right, I'm just gonna tell me when I get the level of exhaustion then. Okay, with advantage, what am I rolling? The stat?
This is athletics.
Athletics. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a 14.
That's not bad. The other two are still on the door. Oh,
If this doesn't work, I have a stupid idea.
it does work. So your stupid idea it's okay. We got it.
Save it for
Just
next.
save it for another day.
Save that idea. The tiefling got a natural 20, and if Aethra did okay, then your roll was enough to put it over. As you release the door, it pops open and out. Some light kind of washes in as Aethra just breaks away into some sort of like wide open, sort of like a marketplace or something. As you turn around, you see that you're at the bottom. As you come out, you can see you're at the bottom of some like kind of large statue. You're not really able to take in the details. As you break out, the tiefling breaks out, and then some people behind you kind of break out, and you're all running out into this marketplace. Give me perception checks.
Has Rissa left us already, or are we just?
No, your guys are still within 15 feet of each other. She's close enough where you could follow her potentially.
I just want to ask her how to get to the docks, to the areas.
Okay.
My perception is 8.
Oh, that was really good. 24.
You're in a crowd. There's people shopping. They've all kind of like some of them have stopped to look at you, but a lot of people are just kind of going about their business and they don't seem to give a shit. There's like people riding by on carts and stuff. You will go out right into like this busy sort of main strip of 33rd floor. Alyssa, what was your perception check again? I'm sorry.
Me? 8?
Yes. 8. Okay, that's what I thought. You're like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're not a criminal. At least you weren't. Like, not
She
this,
doesn't
I'm
throw
only
criminal
criminal
vibes
adjacent.
off.
not this level of criminal. She's like mischievous, petty criminal. Like, you know.
Ah, yes, petty larceny.
Yeah.
I'm criminal adjacent, I
Yeah.
guess. I know criminals, but currently am not one, usually.
Yeah, like you used to be like a Catholic schoolgirl, but then you ran with the wrong crowd in college, but like you still have good roots. Like that's how I feel Alyssa is.
No, I've always been kind of a little shit.
But you break on this marketplace. There's a little bit of a sensory overload for you, Alyssa. But Leopold, you can see that like in the crowd are similar BDD agents, and they are like collapsing on your position, rifles raised. A few of the people behind you start to like go forward, and as one of the BD agents like comes out of the crowd, he immediately opens fire on that guy, hits him in the leg, and that dude just kind of like drops down, starts cursing, kind of rolling as that BD agent starts like moving closer to you guys, rifle raised. Evisar breaks off to the left, Tiefling guy breaks off to the right. 3 other dudes break off with the Tiefling guy. Evisar's kind of up by herself. On Evisara's side, there's only one BDD agent on the side those 4 guys are going to. You see kind of like 3. There's one in the middle and there's 2 on the right. One of the ones on the right is the one who just shot the dude. Which way do you go?
Do we only have?
You really only
left and
have 2
right, or-
options. I mean, you could fucking turn around. You could go straight. Straight doesn't seem like going straight would be running into the crowd,
How about
into the
up?
BDD agent. how up are we talking about here? There's a statue behind you.
45 feet up,
How?
grappling hook.
Grappling hook? You're gonna Batman it?
I ain't got
Yeah,
many
you can
options
Batman
left,
it.
and this is the last fucking thing I got.
You can Batman it. I don't know if the grappling hook can handle you, Damien, and Alyssa. That's the only concern I have.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, he's not thinking of Alyssa right now. He's like, Damien's down. I gotta get the
Oh,
fuck out of here.
Alyssa is like
He's
mildly offended.
You
He's-
absolutely could grapple onto the statue, and that would kind of like everybody has to. The statue's pretty wide at the base, but it's a humanoid figure, so it kind of gets more slender in the middle, and there's an arm coming off of it that you think you could hit, and then use it to kind of go up and then over and just right over the backside of the statue to avoid a lot of like clamoring and stuff. Like you actually, if you could successfully do that, you would be able to kind of take a beeline
I mean,
to
he'd
get
give it a
right out
shot
of this market
for sure. He would definitely give that a shot for sure.
You can take an attack on the arm of the statue.
Okay. Okay. That is 26.
Do you say anything to Alyssa?
He sees everyone scatter and he's like, fuck, he doesn't know anything about this place. He sees the people, so he's thinking of quick solutions right now. And he immediately just goes, this is all I have. And he just points up and hopes that it works to get Damien back to the captain.
It hits. It starts pulling. You and Damien start going up. You can like stop the pulling effect. Give me an acrobatics check
Okay, I'm good at that.
to see how much of a Batman you are.
24.
You're pretty Batman-y. You shoot it, you pull so that the zipline starts pulling you in. You stop the actual pulling effect, but you continue to have that momentum. So you start kind of swinging forward, and then you release the grappling hook so that it starts coming back, and you just kind of go out. And you were going to, you had a 24 acrobatics check. So you go out.
I got a question. You want me
Go
to do that with disadvantage before I land because of Damien?
No, because you're going to get a level of exhaustion as soon as you come down from this adrenaline high.
Damn straight.
You hit that base on the backside of the statue, and then you're kind of like in a sprint. You carry that momentum. Melissa, you see the direction he goes.
Oh, I see
You-
this. I thought with my
you-
8 perception, I just wouldn't even notice.
You notice the crowd. You can see he's like right next to you, so
Okay.
you see that as a baseline, and
Batman.
you don't see the BDD. You react slower than he does, so he sees the agents before they even start shooting, and he's like grappling hook, and then the shots start going off, and he's already like grappling hook up, shoots, and starts disappearing as more chaos breaks out. But you see him go towards the statue, and they kind of fly away to the backside of it. Leovold, you land on the backside of the base of the statue, and you manage to pop back down. It's about 15 feet. And you just take 2 points of fall damage.
Adrenaline still kicked in so far.
You land and just start running. And this spot is a little bit more open. You don't see any BDD agents. You see like rows of buildings, probably about 50 feet away from you. And there is a smaller crowd on this side of the statue. There's a couple like carts going by and stuff as you just start running just away with Damien. Alyssa, what do you do? Or not, actually, Leovold. I kind of spoke for you there. It sounded like that's what you were going to do. Is that
Oh, yeah, no, his only main thought is get back to the crew with Damien. That's it.
Alyssa, what do
He
you
is
do?
hauling ass.
What is the crowd doing?
Once the shots go out, they start to panic and they start to like disperse away a bit. there was a carriage that was going by for about 15 feet to your northwest, like straight ahead to the left. Evisar was kind of running adjacent to that carriage. The horses that are pulling it panic, and the carriage gets like stopped, and now it's like sitting there, and these two horses are just freaking out. So there is like a little bit of like cover at this carriage, which is 15 feet away to your up to the left, and Evisara is kind of like behind that now, and it looks like she's taking a moment to like think about her next move in the next couple of seconds. And the people on the right are just sprinting away, hoping for the best, being shot at.
Are any of the soldiers shooting at me?
Not yet.
I'm going to pretend to be part of the crowd and just panic with them and go with them.
Give me a deception check.
The Batman route, she went the Assassin's Creed route.
14.
It's not too bad. Let's see. There is a BDD agent that is like on Evisara, and it's like moving towards the carriage. And the three that are on this side are shooting at that group of people that came out behind you. And a few people are running by you, and you take that moment of chance to just kind of join into that group of like three people and just kind of start running with them. And in that moment, none of the BDD agents were really paying attention to you, and you managed to just kind of run to the left. When you get around the base of the statue, you can either continue. There are all these shops. There is like a main slender road that runs deeper into this, or actually maybe farther out of the heart of this floor. And there are all these alleyways that are between the various storefronts. But you're at the base of the statue, and you could turn left and go in the direction you saw Leovold going.
Wait, isn't Leovold above me?
In this moment, in the couple seconds that this happened in, he would have gone up in the air, and you would have seen him like swing out. And then that's probably when you would have had to taken that turn. That you would have had to have jumped on this moment in order to slip away. So you would have saw him swinging towards the backside of the statue, and that would have probably been the last time you saw him up until this moment.
I'm just gonna stay with the crowd.
Oh God. Oh God, we have 5 ways. Is this everybody? Oh Jesus.
He
What are you
abandoned
doing
me.
to me? You
I'll
stick with
just
the
find
crowd.
him back at where the ship used to be or something.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. You you stick with the crowd. They start going, instead of like going anywhere funky, they just stick to the road, and they go down into like the main this off-road, this little slender sort of European-esque stone cobbleway street. They get probably like 50 or so feet down before a couple of them stop. They're like getting a little winded, and they realize like they're safe. They go from a sprint to a jog to a walk. And then one of the people, it looks like the crowd was a mismatch of people. So 2 of the people, a man and a woman, they stop, and they immediately start like talking to each other. And then the third person, a like middle-aged dwarven man, he continues to kind of jog away, eventually stopping and resting on the curb. And then the street is a little less packed. There's a few people walking up and down, and obviously they probably stopped because they're seeing this chaos coming. But now you're now in this street. The group that you're with has kind of split up, and you're probably about 100 or 120 feet down this thoroughfare. Leovold, you go running across the courtyard towards the nearest like alleyway between storefronts. You get into that alleyway. You're winded. You look around. There's like you're safe. There's nobody in the alleyway. You kind of take a moment to put Damien, like just kind of rest him for a second. You take a breather, and then all that adrenaline goes away, and you feel your legs just kind of buckle, and you fall forward, and you get a level of exhaustion as you feel all of that stress just kind of compact all at once. What do you do, Leovold?
So thinking logically, he is going to look at Damien since he's been out this entire time. He probably knows the result of him, but he's refusing to accept it right now. So he immediately starts, sorry, Connor, rummaging through Damien's things to see if there's anything on Damien that may help him.
Damien, do you have any healing? I don't know if you did. Damien, do you have any healing potions or anything?
I think I'd have one or two. Yeah.
I'll allow it. You can have a healing potion.
Because you know my character isn't like being healed too much with like magic and stuff, so I feel like he'd want to keep some sort of thing on him. But
Yeah, he has a healing potion. Nothing else, probably.
yeah, he has a small bag with like clothes and stuff, and then nothing too much.
Okay. In the small bag clothes, would you have like cloaks, robes, anything like that?
I'd probably have like a cloak or something, like if I was trying to be more like sneaky or something.
Okay.
like, on my face.
He notices the healing potion. He'll keep it on himself for now, in hopes to return it to Damien. Takes the cloak out, puts it around Damien, gets in his bag and pulls out like this tether, like just terrible looking, ratted from traveling, the blue with the nomad cloak, and immediately puts it on him. And then he's gonna take a little bit of his own alcohol that he keeps in a flask and throws it a little bit on Damien near the face, chest area, and does the same thing to him. He even takes a swig and puts the cloak hoods up on both of us. And he is going to try his damnedest to walk out with Damien as if they were drunk.
You're just going to start walking. Do you go back kind of the way that you came from? Or are you going to go deeper into the city? In fact, why don't you give me a history check?
This is at disadvantage, I believe, correct?
Mhm.
I forget. I hardly get exhaustion. On ability checks. Okay.
Yep.
Alright. In the tray. Well, son of a bitch. That was a natural 20 on that next. And an 18.
That's the way it goes.
I mean, they're good either way. Just wasted natural 20. That's a 24 for history.
That's good.
Smart.
You
That's why
know,
I'm doing the whole weekend at Bernie's.
after going, you've been through like a number of floors now, and you know that in order to go up and down, a lot of the floors have had like some sort of structure that has gone to the roof of the floor that you were on, that then had some sort of internal like elevator, stairwell, something that was like the official way of going from floor to floor. And as you walk out, again, do you go back or do you go the other direction, away? This alleyway only goes two ways.
Okay.
Besides up. I mean, I guess you could go. You could keep that. You could do some parkour.
I can't, unfortunately. I used the one grappling hook to save Damien's ass, and I'll use the second
Yes,
one
that's right.
here just to get us the fuck out of there. Okay, with the little knowledge I know of Grand Rise, which way would get me to that elevator quickest? Backpedaling or
think-
going the other way?
You think going back is closer to the middle, which is where you have usually seen those structures be. They're usually in the center of
All
the
right.
floor.
We will head back.
You go back. You start you look up. You can see where it is. It looks like it's just a little bit past the marketplace that you came from. not really that far away at all. You were pretty close to the very heart of the city, of this floor of the city, rather. As you start moving in that direction, keeping your hoods up, kind of sticking to the side of the structures, trying to like kind of skirt around. You see the BDD has now like collapsed on some of the people. They're like arresting them and stuff. You think that your disguise and your escape was good enough where they're focused enough where they're not looking for anybody else or paying attention. They have about 6 guys on the ground. You start moving through the crowd that are kind of gathered, gawking. You make your way to the northern part of the market square that you're in, to another main thoroughfare that you see leads to the structure that goes up to the ceiling. You start going that way. Alyssa,
Yes.
you stop eventually. I mean, maybe you're still walking or whatever, but eventually you calm down a little bit. You see you're not being chased. You've effectively escaped. I feel like you don't really require a history check to know how to maneuver the floors. You live here.
Yeah.
Would that be where you're going to go? Your next goal is to go down to 31.
Yeah, I think so.
So you take a right turn down an alleyway, and you know that like if you just kind of move in that direction, you'll eventually come to the center. So you start moving that way towards the center of the 33rd floor. It takes you about like maybe 5 minutes or so. You're able to move a little bit quicker than Leovold, and Leovold's kind of trying to be hidden as well. He takes about twice the time. So Alyssa, you do manage to get there first. There's a little bit of a clamoring, a little bit of a jumble here, and there's a little bit of a wait to get to the lift that's going to take you down and or up. While you guys both reach it, you're in line, but you're in separate places. Give me perception checks to see if you notice each other.
I don't notice anything. 6.
I'm not even gonna roll this disadvantage because I got the lowest I could get.
Which is a 1.
Yeah.
It's canonical. So you guys are both in line. You're both like stressed the fuck out. You don't notice each other, but you do both manage at separate times to make it to the central lift. You tell the guy at the lift that you're going to 31. You go down, Lysra, to 31. Maybe about like it took a little bit of time to do that. So by the end of this, like once you've reached 31, all in all, it's probably been an hour. So it's probably about 7. As you get down, because of the weight from the lift mostly. As you get down, Lysra, the sun is it's artificial light in here, but you're in the whole district, which actually has a little bit more natural light than the other floors. It's starting to dim a little bit in here. Leovold, you follow suit probably about 10, 15 minutes after her. Alyssa, give me a history check.
Dirty 20.
You do remember, because you were there when Nettie said that she was going to go to the Sky Saucer.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah. So you were actually there when she said that. And you managed to remember her telling you and Darren that that's where she was going to be. You were also at like the place where they all met up after the explosion as well. So you could go in either direction. You could be like, I'm going to go back to where you kind of met Darren and the crew, or you could go to the Sky Saucer. As a character, like that's the logical move for your character.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the Sky Saucer. There's no reason to think any of them are still going to be where I met them.
Leovold, you get down to the bottom. Does anybody remember if they at any point communicated that Nettie was going to be at the Sky Saucer?
I can tell you that answer is a no.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I had the emo
Yay!
fucker with me who made BFFs. I'm honestly the only place he would go is. Oh, this is gonna be a terrible, terrible time, but fuck it. Jazz hats. I'm going
Going back to Gaz hats.
Yeah, like
That sort of makes sense.
it's where it all started for him.
So you head to Gaz hats.
Yep.
By the time you get, it takes you a solid, like it's actually going to be a little bit of a walk. You're deep in the heart of the 31st floor. The 31st floor is one of the wider floors. It kind of balloons out in the middle. In these three, so it goes like at the very bottom. It's this little teeny tiny floor, like hardly a speck, and then it kind of goes up, and then it balloons out at the 31st floor, and then it kind of tucks back in, and then it slenders out around the 60th, and then it balloons back out towards like the 85th floor, and then it gets smaller again, and then at the very top floor is a decent sized floor, but it's not the biggest. This is one of the bigger floors, so it actually is going to take you a bit of time. By the time you reach Gaz hats, it's probably going to be like 10 o'clock at night. And Alyssa, it'll be about the same. It'll be probably about maybe a little bit earlier than that, about 9:30 by the time you reach, and you can move a little bit quicker than he can. So maybe it might even be 9 when you reach the Sky Saucer. Adarin.
Yes.
First, let me get a drink. I'm sweating my buttocks off. Let me get a drink. Let's take 5 real quick. It's so hot in this room. It's unbearable. I'm going to get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. I think there's actually, look, I'm like literally, my shirt is discolored. Look at that. That's sweat. I'm disgusting. Okay. I'll be right back.
Bro, get a fan. Probably never gonna see Leopold ever again, guys. He is so fucking lost. He's like, I'm going to the one place I know someone's gonna be at.
I think the captain's going back eventually to like where the ship was and where we all met up, which is somewhere near Gas Hats.
Well, no, yeah, it's down the street.
Yeah, so
But for the night, me and a dead Damien
it's
Or
always
staying
level 3.
are staying at a foundry.
It could be worse.
Yeah, the stranger that we met literally like hours ago is gonna be meeting you guys, and the crew member you've been traveling with is MIA. 3 of them, technically.
Yeah. Oh boy. This is a big chaos.
What, you don't like the 5-way party split?
I knew that was coming eventually. There's gonna be another one down the road, I guarantee it.
I mean, I think, aren't 3 of us now in the same place?
But yeah.
Theoretically, we
Yeah,
can
you-
coalesce.
You, Darren, and Bassie. But like the crew that Darren traveled with, all MIA. Bashiatis is only like, I think he said a week or 2 into it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nettie's here. She seems
Yeah.
wise.
She's just super smart. Like super duper smart. But I would recommend letting her read your fortune.
Would it or would?
Would. I mean, as a player aspect, I would do it because there's potentially a boon, more or less.
Technically, Nettie's read Darren's cards before in her backstory, but I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm just gonna curl up into a ball and go to sleep on the streets. And not.
I don't know. I don't
Can't
think
believe no one told Leovold shit. I was like, when he asked, like, did anyone tell him where you guys are meeting? I was like, went to go buy parts and the shit hit the fan.
Oh, we didn't tell you to go to the Black Cloud?
we were. We're not at the Black Cloud.
You know
though.
what? Hey, it's probably for the best. That place is gone. Because
You're not even at the Black Cloud.
I mean, to be fair, we were all kind of panicked. There was a lot. It was a lot.
The crazy part is if Alyssa walks into this bar, Bashy obviously gonna know who she is. He's the one person in this party who's not gonna know who that is. But hey,
No, we met.
Wait,
briefly.
never.
did we meet?
Yeah. Before
Okay.
you
You
left
did, you met
to investigate
briefly.
somebody.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But
Very briefly.
Rock?
the woman that walks into the bar that you met for like 6
Who
hours
said
ago, 8 hours ago, well,
Two explosions.
all your crew members are gone.
This is great.
Have I met Oren?
Orfskier?
Or Skier, sorry.
No.
That's okay. No. No.
Alright.
Fuckers.
Well, you
I don't
might
know
have.
who
You
that
may
is.
have like. You may have seen him, but I don't know that you would have talked to him. But you very well may have seen him. You did meet Nettie, obviously. You did meet her assistant. I think that's it, though. You might have met the captain.
She met Hateru.
I'm pretty sure I met the captain, yeah.
I
And I
don't
met
think you
Hateru.
met Orskare. Because I don't think he was out. Or at least that I remember us seeing.
Yeah, I don't remember meeting him.
Darren. You're sitting with Nettie. Previously, she asked her if you wanted her to read your cards. And you said yes. She had the assistant grab her book. And she put her hand out, and the cards like floated out of this book into her hand. She looks at you. And she says, I can't promise that the reading will be as good. The lighting in here isn't going to cooperate. But I'm sure it can still divine something. She starts to shuffle with the cards. She looks down at them, looks up at you a couple of times, and she says, you know how this works, dear. You need to ask me a question.
I don't even know what to ask. I don't know. What do I do? Can I ask that? What do I do?
It's a little broad, but I'm sure someone will have an answer for you. Are you sure that's your question?
I don't know. I don't know. Do you have a better question in this situation?
The more specific, the better the answer, but we can try it.
Where
She takes
can
the
I
card.
ask where everybody is?
A little bit more specific. Is that your final? Is that your final choice, dear?
Yes. Yes.
She shuffles the cards. She puts them down. 3 straight down. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. 1 on top of that, 1 on top of that. She lets go of the other cards, and instead of falling, they kind of float there for a second. She flicks her wrist. They float off. She looks over at your cards that are now like splayed out on the table for you as well. And you can see just kind of the pictures of them. She's analyzing them. She flips one that's on the top, slides it down to reveal the one below it. slides one over. Where is everyone? Well, dear, the cards wanted to talk a little bit about you. I think. But this card here, and she points to the one up at the very top. Usually this card is your past, and this card here is your future, and then these cards on the left and right, they can represent different things. But they're telling me a little bit, something about you, and this one here in the middle, I like to call that the heart. That sort of brings everything together. Here at the top, you have the traveling jester, which I think means that you're going to be fine. In fact, at the end of this day, you're going to laugh about this in the future. Here at the bottom, which is the future, you have this card. It can mean many different things, but I think in this instance, this card tends to mean like lost at sea, which it speaks to our future, but I think it kind of speaks to the now too, doesn't it? Unfortunately, this is the future card, which means that it seems as though everyone is nearby and your stress is misbegotten. But this card here says that in the near future, you're going to be separated again. But that's not the one I really want to talk about. Are you sick, by any chance?
Sick? Like how?
You know, sick?
I don't think so.
Well, this card here is the mother of maladies. Sometimes it means that there's like illness, either in your bloodline. It tends to mean in your bloodline here on the left side, in my experience. But it can mean in your future. It can mean you're sick now, that there's something that you aren't possibly aware of.
There's a lot that I'm not aware of about myself.
Well, above the mother of maladies here, you have the pack mule, which is a strange combination. It seems as though maybe you're carrying a lot of things that you aren't aware of. Here on the right, I know that we've done this many times and that you don't remember your past. And the cards don't seem very eager to answer about your past. Do you have anything that you didn't tell us about? A picture, a letter?
Oh, my pocket watch. I have my pocket watch.
Does it say anything? Is there a hint?
Not that I've noticed. It's just a watch. I don't know. It just tells time.
Well, this card here is sort of the card of lost treasures. It might mean that you're going to lose something, but it also could mean that I think in your case, you might have something that you don't remember. And then above it, this is an interesting card. This is a Gemini card, one of my favorites. It tends to mean like two souls, or two lives, or a new life is going to begin, or perhaps that an old life has ended. I've seen this card with you before. It doesn't help me. But here in the middle, she holds it up, and it's a picture of like a dagger in a heart. I think maybe before you, whatever happened to you on that strange island where we found you, I think perhaps you may have had a lover, or maybe you killed him or her. I've never asked you. It doesn't matter. I'll ask you later. Yeah. Or maybe somebody tried to kill you. Oh, that could be exciting.
Could it?
Yes, I think so. You're alive, so it didn't work.
That's true.
I really wish I had my office. I'm not feeling this reading very much. It says here that maybe before we met, something happened. Maybe you died, or somebody you love died, or perhaps you had your heart broken, or you broke a heart, and that started a new life. And then there's this other stuff about, the fact that you're just worrying for nothing, and that in the near future, all of us are going to be separated.
Okay. I feel so much better.
Good. I'm glad I could give you that. Would you like a drink?
Yes.
She snaps at the assistant and says, could you go get her a drink? And he runs off and goes downstairs. He'll be back he'll be back in a few minutes with something. Do you have any questions about these cards?
So many questions. So many questions. So like either I maybe killed someone, or someone tried to kill me, or I broke a heart, or someone broke my heart.
Yeah, all of the card divinations and art, dear, it's not a science. There's just the light in this room is not very good. And also, your card readings have always been just hocus pocus, really. I read the cards of that Genasi boy. Spot on. Yes, I can't tell you too much, confidentiality and all that, but the cards were spot on. He was furious.
That's a good thing.
That's how you know you really read someone, dear.
Oh. What do I do now, Nettie? What do we do? What do we all do?
I think we wait. I think perhaps you should get some food or a drink, go to bed, and then wake up tomorrow and see if everybody's shown up, and you'll be laughing about all this like it was nothing.
Our ship is still blown up.
Oh, yes. While unfortunate, Edward does seem to have high hopes about procuring a new one. He didn't really tell me the details, but...
He told me a little bit.
Oh, please do tell.
Well, yeah, they want us to find the lamplighters who did this. Except, I don't think the lamplighters did this, Nettie.
In sooth?
I saw a robot running away, and then I pretended to be the robot, And then I got kidnapped. I almost got everybody else killed. And then I don't know. I ended up on the ship where Captain was, and I don't know what happened.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
and you want me to laugh about that?
I don't, dear, but the cards certainly do. If you can't laugh about your trauma, you're just going to be broiled in it forever.
Okay.
Not me. No, I think you have to roll with it, you know? Everything happens for a reason, and you have almost no control over it, so just rather than try to swim against the current, just lie on your back. You know?
No. I don't want to lie on my back. I want to control the current.
Well, dear. If you figure out a way to do it, please let me know, because I spent my entire career trying to, and I don't think you can.
Is the assistant back with that drink yet?
Yeah, he arrives.
Right, Darren's just gonna down it.
He hands it to you, and you just down. He goes, "Oh,
Don't talk to me.
It's-
Don't talk to me.
it was just like a
I don't
straight." He hands you another glass and then a third glass, and he says, "You're supposed to mix them." And then he like walks to the side. You just took like 4 shots all at once. Give me a Constitution check.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Got to math. Wait, no, I don't. That's 21.
You get more drunk. Actually, you weren't drunk before. You get drunk. You do manage to remain conscious, and you're not going to throw up tonight. Yet.
Darren just like stares ahead. That's what she does after that.
Then he kind of, are you okay? You're not okay. Why am I asking? Why don't you go get some rest? Just sleep this thing off. If anything crazy happens, I'll come and get you. I'll wake you up. And then we can tackle it together. It'll be fine.
Okay. If you see a weird robot spear, let me know. He keeps following me. I don't know how he found me this time. I don't look like the robot anymore.
Has anybody else seen the robot sphere here, dear? Is it here now?
No. It was here earlier.
Just checking.
His name's Rhodey. He's kind of cute. If you ignore the fact that he's probably working for the people who blew us up.
Oh, if he works with whoever blew us up, then you should keep an eye on this Rhodey. Perhaps find a way to detain him or something like that. Here, hold on. She looks through a couple books, and she looks at the assistant and says, "Can you give me the parchment, dear?" And he gets panicked. He runs over. There's this like really nice leather kind of satchel. He opens it up. He rifles through. He pulls out a book. He goes through a couple pages, and he very daintily pulls out a sheet of paper, and then he hands it to Nettie, and she goes, "And the pen." And he goes through the thing. He pulls out this kind of sleek little pen. He hands it to Nettie, and she goes, "Here, dear. If anything crazy happens while you're in your room, write on that, and I will receive it. And then I can come and help you find this robot, or send the assistant up to give you a massage, or whatever you want.
It's magic paper? Or is it a magic pen?
It's both, dear. Do not write on that with another pen.
What'll happen if I write on there with another pen?
You'll ruin
Do I
the whole
die?
No, you won't die, but you'll ruin the whole thing. You'll have wasted like 500 gold. Don't do it.
Oh, that's so much gold. Okay. Wait, where's my room?
You don't remember where your room is?
It's here. In this building.
Assistant, go get that young man and ask him to bring her to her room. He'll know where it is. And the assistant runs off. He comes back a little bit later with that Aragorn-looking boy, and the assistant and the Aragorn-looking boy return you to your room on the 3rd floor.
I remember you.
Because, I remember you too. It's right this way, and the assistant's, like, helping you.
I'm definitely not going to have any nightmares about this.
Assistant brings you into your room. She says, before I go, do you need anything else? I know that Nettie's going to make sure I asked.
Can you reset this day?
No.
No.
Big ask right out of the gate. No, I can get you a water, perhaps, some bread. I
No.
can get you some clothes. I can rub your feet.
No, just leave me here. I'm gonna go cry. Good night.
He gets up. He looks kind of confused. He taps you on the shoulder anxiously and says, there. It's gonna be fine. Good night. And then he walks off. Kind of see occasionally turns around and then he just decides no and leaves, and he closes your door kind of softly.
Darren will just fall into the bed, face down. Just be like,
You get the reading, Bleeding Heart.
Damn.
The next time you attack something, or the next time you get crit. Well, if you get crit, you can just make it not be a crit, and it has to be re-rolled. The next time you attack something, you can make it a crit.
Is it both, or is it whichever happens first?
The next, if you attack something and you don't make it a crit, then you have to use the other one.
Okay.
The other one is indefinite, though.
Okay.
You can only have one of these at a time, though. So if you get another reading, you have to either keep this one or take the new one. You can't have them both.
Okay.
Bashiabus. Bashtabus.
Haha.
You make your way downstairs. You're sitting with Orska. You order this drink. You don't know what's going on in that guy's head. He's hard to read. And you're too drunk to care.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, well, for starters, besides just getting massively drunk, do you do anything else?
I'd actually say that he's only going to order one drink, and he's going to try and let the alcohol slowly work its way out of his system. He doesn't want to kill his buzz entirely, but his conversation with Nettie and how she left him feeling was a little more sobering than he thought it would after he's had time to kind of sit there.
Okay.
But he's definitely wanting her to think that he's going to get hammered.
Okay. So you get one more drink. Give me a Constitution check.
A check or a save?
Make it safe.
17.
It's not bad. You peak at a pretty drunk level, but after an hour of sitting at the bar, you start to come down. After about 30 minutes, that drink settles in. You kind of peak, and after about another 30 minutes, it starts to dwindle down. You get a water or whatever, and things start to settle down, which puts you at about 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there. You're starting to sober up. Orfskier leans forward to the bartender woman and says, I want to rent a room on that guy's tab. And the bartender looks over at you and says, do you know him? Is that okay?
Yeah, just put it on the professor's.
He kind of cockhead looks at her, on the professor's. And she goes, of course. She scurries around the bar on the other side. She comes back around with the key, hands it to him. Bashos, give me a perception check.
25.
Really high. You can see on the key, it has like a little tag hanging off of it. 209.
209.
He gets up, leaves. At this point, people start kind of coming in. It starts to kind of liven up a little bit. It starts to it's not packed yet, but you can see that it's starting to get like dinner time. People are starting to come in. You hear a lot of like people talking, whispering about the events of the day. A lot of people like kind of theorizing about who could have done it and what happened. Oh, my fucking sister's dead. Yeah, I need some booze. And what do you do as the night kind of creeps on? You don't see as you start to sober up. You don't see anybody still. Heteru would return. So that's actually
Okay.
my fault. Heteru would have come back a while ago, as a matter of fact. Like when you went to sit down at the bar, pretty much, he would have come back. So he would sit down with you. He would tell you that it looks like you're good as far as the murdered man is concerned. And then he would probably he would order some food and just kind of sit there and relax with you up until this point.
He'll kind of make a hand motion, a hand wave towards the bartender. You know what? I think we will actually take some lodging as well on the professor's tab. Could we get 208? I want to be next to my buddy over there.
She nods, goes around, grabs 208, comes around to you, hands it to you. Heteru says, also, if you don't mind, could you have someone send up a basil tea every hour, on the hour, until 10 o'clock, and then again the following morning at 6:33, and then at 7:30, and then at 8:30 on Professor Humboldt's tab? And the lady, sure, yes. Thank you very much. And if you have any of those delightful biscuits, like a biscuits too. And he goes, I'm going to go up. Bashabas, are you coming?
You know what? Yeah, I think I am. I think I've had about enough for the day.
Me too. I think I'm going to go ahead, have my tea, and just go to bed.
Not a bad idea.
You guys go up.
When Heteru leaves, actually, he'll motion to the bartender. Say, the professor, is he here? Is he also residing in here?
She says, yes, he is. She looks up and she says, I don't see him right now. Give me, I'll carry your perception check. You can tell that she's looking at the 4th floor.
Okay. Would I know? I mean, I assume it already, but I'll check and make sure. Us putting our rooms on his tab means that he'll know what room we're in, right?
Yeah, probably. I think it's a safe bet, a safe assumption.
How much is a room here? Just curious. Full night stay, and I guess all of the fucking additions that my friend over there requested.
Your entire order with the various room services that he requested. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 room services, plus the tea, plus the biscuits, plus the room at a 1-night maximum. That's going to be 14 gold and 8 silver pieces.
All right. Tell you what, don't put my room and all of that stuff on his tab. I'll pay for it out of pocket. He'll toss her 18 gold. You can keep the change.
Thank you, sir. She takes the extra, puts it down her shirt, and then she puts the 14 on the counter, slides to the side. I'll adjust this for you right away and make sure that it is not on Humboldt's tab.
Appreciate it. Thank you. What should I know about this Humboldt? I think I'm a guest, but I don't quite know much about the benefactor.
I know he works for the Aethra Academy. He comes here a lot. What are the cow people called? We already did this. We already had this conversation.
Furbolg.
Furbolg.
I read that that's a myth. They're not actually cow people.
Huh.
That's a
Apparently
weird
it
myth.
started on Critical Role. Like somebody said that someone looked like a cow, and then people just ran with it.
You know what? That is where I heard it.
That checks out.
Yeah, that is where I
I think
heard
they're
it.
supposed to be like kind of fey giants kind of thing.
They're definitely fey. They are fey. Well, now I'm just kind of curious.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like literally looking it up. They're fuzzy, protectors of nature, and they're kind of cowy. They're not though. They're like really just kind of like kind of nice looking, like orcs. Fat noses.
They are fey-oriented half-giants whose tribes cluster in remote forest strongholds, preferring to spend their days in quiet harmony with the woods. According to Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Well, you're just going to call them I called them a cow. Now it's just fine to call them monsters.
So, the Aethra Academy.
He works at the Aethra Academy. He is an older gentleman. He's a furbolg. He has strange tastes in alcohol. I know that. He likes this like a gin milk combination. It's disgusting. Yeah, and that's really all I know about him. He's very quiet, but he spends a lot of money here.
Interesting. I know my friend Nettie also has a room here, I believe. It was 3 something. Oh, what was that room number? You have it, right?
I do. Give me a perception check or a persuasion check, or deception, actually.
Deception. All right. That will be 12 plus. Where's that at? Oh, yeah. It's up towards the top because they're in alphabetical order. 18.
That's pretty good. Look at you. She goes down the list. She's actually on the 4th floor. She is in room. She is 412.
412, right. 412. 312, 412. I know. Right, 412. Is anyone else from my crew staying here? Do you have a Darren, a Leovold, Damien? I mean, do you have a...
I don't see any other names of anyone here yet. Just
Captain? Do you have a captain?
nobody here by the name of Captain either.
Edberg?
No Edberg.
Oh.
Just Nettie. There in 412, and those other names aren't on this list yet, sir. I'm sorry.
Fine. You know what? It was worth a try. I appreciate you kindly, and he'll toss her 2 more gold.
Thank you so much. She puts that into a pocket. What's your name?
My name is Avriel.
That's a nice name.
It's a family name, just gets tossed down.
I'm Alora, and she puts her hand out kind of daintily.
Well, it is a pleasure, Alora.
She kind of blushes as well. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Of course, yeah. Hope to see you around. And he will take his drink, toss it back, and then head on up. He's just it's all watered down, but he won't leave an empty glass.
Always a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go?
He will head... it's been a long day. He shouldn't pick any more fights. He'll head to 208. He'll head to his room.
You go up to 208. You find Hederu in there. He's looking through. He's got the closet open. He's got his jacket that he usually wears off. It's hanging up in there. As you come in, he turns and says, we should have used that opportunity to order some nicer clothes. I think I should have got like a fancy jacket.
As tempting as that is, I don't think that we should overextend on someone's hospitality, especially since we don't really know who we can trust, and we don't want to piss off anyone. I think you've quite made a few accommodations here on his dime, so let's not push it.
Well, I was thinking they're going to send up that room service in the next hour. I was thinking when they come up, I could request, a nice pair of pants, some new
slacks. You know what? Knock yourself out. Go ahead and call down there, see if they have any extra slacks here. Go for it. I could probably use a pair too.
I appreciate you. Always so supportive. Yes, I think I will. He goes over and he sits down. There's like a desk in the corner. Nothing on it. Very bare. But he goes and sits down in the corner. This is a pretty nice place. I wish that there was like a larger rug. You can see where like a lot of the floor is exposed on the sides. There's one central kind of deep red rug, and then there's one big bed kind of in the middle of the room. There's 2 nightstands on the sides, 2 closets on either end. There's a door that's closed on the far side of the room away from the door. And then just in the space past that is pretty open. There's a couple pictures on the walls, like, hotel stuff, they're like these sort of Picasso-esque paintings. You can't really tell what they're made out of, what they are, rather. It looks like they're just kind of like, maybe it's like stars or something. You're not really sure.
Sure.
Could be maybe a cityscape. You're not sure. And then there is like these copper tubes running along the edges of parts of the wall, and there's like a little bit of cold air coming out of there. And the room is a little bit on the chilly side, but comfortable. And Hitaru, as he's leaning back in this chair, kind of complains about the carpet for a little bit, and then he just passes out.
Yeah, I mean, probably once Bastiabas hits the bed, he's probably gone as well. I think he'll write down a few things in a little notebook he has just to try and help clear his brain from all the fog he's going to wake up with. And he'll write down notes like, not sure if the lamplighters are responsible for today's attacks. Nettie didn't seem thrilled that we survived. Unsure what Orfskir's whole fucking deal is. Where's the others? And then he'll close the book and he'll hit the hay.
Alyssa, you show up at the bar at around 7 o'clock. It's starting to get dark. You come inside and give me, I've already described it several times at this point, so I'm a little hesitant to do it again. You turn to the right, there's the bar area opened up. You see, there's a lot of people at this point. It's kind of like, it's a little bit peak. Give me a perception check.
One second. Oh, that's not very good. 6. I'm not very perceptive today, am I?
Did you see the captain earlier in the
Yes.
day?
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah.
You do see, captain's a big guy, relatively. You do manage to see him at the bar. He's got this like big white trench coat sort of situation going on. This captain's airship coat has like a bunch of embroidery on it and stuff. It's a nice, it stands out. It's hard to miss. You see him at the bar. You don't see anybody else that's of import at this particular moment.
All right, I'll go up to the captain, I guess. Be like, hey,
As
I
you
saw you
approach the captain, he kind of jumps a little bit, turns. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Who the fuck are you? You ran off with a Darren. Alyssa.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
Ed
seems
Berg.
so long ago now.
He said, I'm Ed Berg. He puts a hand out for a shake.
He does what? Sorry?
Puts his hand out for a shake.
Okay, yeah, I'll shake it.
Shake his hand. He goes easy on you. Where the hell you been? Darren kind of popped up out of nowhere. She's actually
Wait, you
upstairs
saw her?
resting. Yeah, no, she's here.
Oh,
She's
thank
here.
God.
She's sleeping.
Wait, how did you find her?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't find her. She kind of found me, I guess, or I was at Heimdall's, the Flying
Heimdall?
Gardens. Give me a history check.
Yeah, I probably should know who that is anyway.
You might. There's
But
a good
I
chance
don't
you do.
because I got a 1.
You know
Changed to
blue
a
gear and
5.
everything. It would be like it's a little weird. It would be like somebody like not knowing who like I don't know like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk is or something. But you know blue gear, but you don't really know who the person who runs it.
Maybe I just
but
don't
he-
recognize the first name.
When you bring it up, you say like who's that? He says, Cloud Retainer, Heimdall, fucking.
Right,
here,
of course.
fucking-
It's been a
He
long
like runs the power grid of the goddamn fucking city and all that. I was
Yeah, I
meeting
knew
with
that.
him because we were the one that all that shit that blew up. That was his shit.
Oh, my God.
So so Darren was at his place. She was in one of his. I don't know. He does weird, blue gear, fucking Aether gear shit. but she was there somehow, and he found her, brought her out to me, and then she didn't remember how the fuck she got there or nothing. And then we came back here, and I sent her upstairs, got her some new clothes, got her some food, and I think she's sleeping now. So I maybe let her rest it off. She was kind of talking all fucking crazy.
I mean, she was probably telling the truth with the day we've had.
What kind of day did you have? 'Cause I don't know what I couldn't make fucking two fucking sides of a penny, but I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. She was just kind of she gets bewildered.
What are the vibes of this captain?
That's a good question. You tell me.
Fantastic. Good luck reading them. Why do you think everyone drinks?
Seems stern. A little rough around the edges. And then, I mean, besides that, I would say that I would leave you to just try to just make a decision, decide for yourself how you feel about it.
Okay. I don't think I know him well enough yet to recount the whole story.
Like you wouldn't want to keep that close to the chest, sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll keep it with me for now. Listen, I'm actually looking for somebody. Do you know of any, like, other kind of unusual crews that frequent that dock that you were at?
I mean, maybe. Forgive me. I mean, yeah, I can kind of think on that question a little bit. Right now, I'm kind of dealing with some shit. So.
Yeah, I understand. That's understandable.
But to be fair with you, we don't come here too frequently. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and I don't do a whole lot of hanging out. But I do know some. I do know some strange gentlemen. I might, who do you know what they look like, or what their ship's called, or what it looks like, or anything like that?
So I would know what they and their ship looks like.
Okay.
But I don't know what this, like, the aesthetic of this world is. So.
It's a wide range. Their ship could be like a literal pirate boat, or it could be like pretty. It could be pretty high, like I don't know what. So they have like sci-fi level technology at the very, very tip top fringes, which is very rare. You probably wouldn't see that. Their ship probably wouldn't be that. The mid tier is like a pirate ship that has like some fucking rockets on it and wings, and then like the very low tier would be like literally it's a boat and it floats on the clouds.
Alright, I think it's probably mid-tier. It doesn't look... It's not, like, obviously a pirate ship, but it does in some way look different from, like, what I generally see around here.
Okay. What do you think looks different about it? You can canonize it right now. Is it, like, really sleek and, like, it has, like, a really unique sort of, like, fast sort of design? Is it, like, a very big ship that's, like, what's kind of sets
I'd
it
say
apart?
it looks kind of fast, looks like a little bit angular maybe.
Okay.
And maybe it's like a color that's like, I don't know what color the ships usually are, but like it's a different color or something.
They would if it's like a mid-tier ship, it's made out of wood. Some of the mid-tier ships would have like some of the ship that's kind of towards the mid-tier, their ship would have has some metallic bits, a lot of like copper colors, and then their ship was just like a natural kind of like a white wood, a fir or pine or some shit. But the ships would probably be some degree of wood color, or they could be painted, or if they're like a nicer ship, because their ship was sort of a smaller, it would have been kind of similar to the ship you described. It's a little bit smaller, it's kind of angular, sleek looking, with a lot of metallic bits. But besides that, it could be any natural wood colors. It could be painted. It could have some degree of like the more metal it has on it, like if it has a lot of copper bits and a lot of like metal exterior stuff, the nicer it goes. If that makes any sense.
All right. I'm thinking it was like painted dark red.
Okay.
It looks kind of fast and angular,
Okay.
and the crew had like a weird uniform on, or at least one
Okay.
that I hadn't seen before.
Okay. Well, and again, what about the uniform that struck you?
Again, what do the regular uniforms look like?
Well, that depends crew to crew. You know, if it was like BDD, they tend to wear blue and white. They would usually have like some sort of like depending on your level, they would look like maybe just like a regular kind of like a deckhand sailor kind of guy. If you were Edberg has a BDD coat on, like right now in front of you, and it has like the symbol of the archipelago on it, which kind of looks like it's literally like just like this band sort of, and there is like it's a white band and then a blue circle on the chest, and then he has like gold fringes and he has like some medals on the left lapel, but his jacket is white with blue on the inside. Most jackets would be blue the other way around, and that would be like an official BDD sort of thing. Or if they're like not, if they didn't have that type of jacket on, blue and white uniforms. And then if they're like, you know, a pirate crew or just like, you know, any old like a mercenary, a trader, I mean, then you can just go. They can be any. They can look like whatever the hell they want to look like.
Okay. I'll say that they're wearing long coats, similar color to the ship, like a darkish red.
Okay.
And there's like a symbol on it that's like some crossing lines that I don't recognize.
Okay.
But they all have the same symbol.
Okay. I like it. Let's see.
So I think I'll draw it for him. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good idea. You draw it, you kind of hand it to him, he takes a look at it, and he says, you know, I don't know. I don't think I've personally seen that before, but I could probably ask around. I mean, I know some people. I could maybe put an ear to the ground if that's what you're asking. But no, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
that'd be
it.
great.
I'm sorry.
Try to keep it on the down low a little bit, though.
Yeah, that's
Don't know
fine.
who these people are, so, you know, maybe not be too obvious about asking after them.
I can be. I know I don't look it, but I can be a little bit on. I can be kind of sneaky. Are you? Do you know Darren? And the rest of the crew? Are you like from the city? They know you or something?
Not before today, strictly.
Well, damn. You stumbled into the wrong batch of motherfuckers. Well, to thank you, why don't you? You know, I'm not saying this to be mean, but you look like you've had a day.
Oh, I've had a day. You have no idea.
We got a tab going here. You want me to? I can get you a room. You can go get some rest. Darren's resting. I prefer you just let her be. And actually, there's a couple other crew members here. I don't know if you've met them, but I think they're asleep too. But it sounds like maybe we can all get our fucking shit together and figure this stuff out in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
He turns, gets the bartender's attention eventually, asks for a room. She hands a key. He hands it to you. 215.
Okay. Before I go up to the room, I'm gonna order a drink.
You order a drink. It goes on that tab. Takes a minute to get the attention. You eventually get it. You order the drink. They bring it out to you. Do you want something strong, weak, beer, wine?
Let's go strong. I'm the only one who hasn't had any alcohol yet today, I don't think. I don't know, I did have one shot earlier, maybe.
Alcoholics. You had one of the drinks that I made up on the spot that I don't remember now.
I did.
The like sparkly.
That was before
I forget
a
what they're
death,
called.
so I think I've earned another drink.
Yeah, of course. If you just ask for something strong, they're going to bring you like a whiskey. If you ask for something particular, like a sweeter drink, they'll bring you that. But they bring it to you, and the stuff here is really good. Luckily, it's put onto the same tab your room was put on too, so you ain't got to worry about the price. But you've drank at a lot of places, and this is really nice. You know from reputation that it's nice, and you can get a bulk. But like in your mind, you can kind of imagine how much a drink would be, and you know that some of the stuff is pretty expensive.
All right. Well, if nobody else comes in here during the time that I'm finishing this drink, I guess I'll just go up to the room and collapse.
You take your drink, you get a little buzz as you walk up the steps. You kind of feel it's all kind of settle, and then like the general like exhaustion of the day kind of start to take on. As you do manage to put the key in, you put it in. You barely really even like make it to the bed. You kind of flop into the bed, curl up a little bit, and you're out within like 30 seconds. You just kind of immediately go down.
Perfect.
Am I going to pull this off without fucking up the timeline? Is that what's... Leovold. You head over to really the only place here that you know. As that. By the time you get there, it's late. You go in at probably around 10 o'clock. You get to the front. It has like a big bay door that is closed. There's a little side door in the square here, and you can see that inside there is like a lamp. There's like a little bit of an orange glow coming from inside.
Leovold's going to... Is the orange glow closer to the side door or the main door?
Side door.
He goes to the side door because he's wanting help now. And he's exhausted, desperate, so he just starts banging on the door, yelling for
Banging on the door.
Titus or anyone.
You're banging on the door, and like 10 seconds after that, it opens up, and you see Avriel. And he's like, "Why are you banging on the door? We're like trying to sleep."
Would you just stop fucking around for 1 second and help me out here?
Yeah, what do you want?
Let me fucking in.
Okay. And he steps back and like moves aside.
The first thing Leovold's looking for is a comfortable area to set Damien. Like,
You see that to the right, there is a wall with a bunch of tools on it. There's like a big workbench that you were at earlier. You can see that the drawings that you were previously working with are still out. And like you can see there's some sketchings on them. Maybe the ones you made earlier, maybe some new ones. Around the left side, you can see towards like the back of the space, and you can see that back there. There's like a living area. You can see there's like a little table. There's some chairs. There's like some empty plates that are sitting on them. And in the back of that room, as you start to move in that direction, you can see a bed in the back with like a figure on it. It looks like it's probably Titus because it's a bigger one. And on the right, there is 2 sets of bunk beds. On the bottom shelf of one of the bunk beds is a little figure, guy's hat, who rolls over, and he's kind of snoring, and he wakes up for a second, kind of panics, looks out, and he says, "What are you doing here?" And then he falls back asleep. And then on the other bunk bed, 2 empty bunks.
okay. Well, Leovold's just going to go to the workshop table and with his free hand just fucking scatter the schematics and everything. And put Damien on the table.
What are you doing? I just got a job here. You're going to get me fired.
I've dealt with your shite. long enough. But right now, Damien needs our fucking help. So get over here and help me.
Fine. He comes over and he like helps you put Damien up on the table.
I take Damien's cloak, roll it up, put it underneath his head, and honestly, at this point, I just look at we don't use that name enough.
Abriel?
I always want to call him Azazel. Yeah. Abriel, is there anything you can fucking do? He's been like this for the last 3-4 hours.
Fine. He walks over, he puts a hand on him, his hand kind of glows with like a white light, and he says, no, like, did you check his pulse, man? Because I think he might be dead. He puts his hand back on there, glows, and he says, no, man, that's not supposed to happen, dude.
So what he'll notice is Leovold's hands start to tremble into a full-on like shake, and he goes over to the other side of the workbench and just starts looking around at everything. He immediately starts to try to more or less make a makeshift defibrillator.
Okay, give me a Arcana check.
Disadvantage because I'm exhausted. Okay. That was a nat 20, but disadvantage, so we still got a chance here, folks.
Oh, son of a bitch, it's going to be.
Okay. Not a nat 20, but it is a 19.
Total?
Total. 13 plus 6.
You look around the room, you see that there is some metal stuff. You're not like immediately able to find like a power source.
Oh,
do you
my power source would be his gun.
Okay.
Like he's going to take the gun parts apart, and the magical source from the book and the power source from it, he is going to use it.
Okay. You build up something, some sort of copper contraption with parts from what would normally be shipbuilding. You really quickly make up some sort of housing that'll create a current that'll then be released in like a burst. You only can do it once. It's going to take that energy, burst it. That's it. You put it on Damien's chest.
Just look over and go, when I say pull the trigger on the count of 3. 1, 2. Please work. 3.
Give me a D100.
Okay. I've played so many clerics. Let this fucking work, like divine intervention, which I've only pulled off once. All right, so the 10 die is 40, and the singular die is 5.
You release it. You see a like condensed sort of wave of like blue energy that kind of pulses through. You see the body kind of jolt, jump. You pull it back. You watch for a second. You can see there is like some singeing that happens on whatever like external clothing he has. He doesn't move.
Okay. So with everything, he's exhausted, and he's gonna have to make a new fucking gun now. He resorts to just brute force and start pounding on his chest every now and then, like giving him CPR compressions, and just starts kind of talking to Damien like, if you're still in there, please wake up. This is not a funny fucking joke. I've saved your arse too many times this day. Don't fucking do this to me now.
You kind of carry on this way for a little while. Avriel kind of walks over and he's like, dude, Leo, come on, man. He tries to like pull you off. You won't let him. You kind of keep at it. Avriel's like trying to talk you down. You start to get like more and more tired. Eventually, Avriel like kind of grabs you and he's like, Leovold, come on. He's gone, man.
Can I break from his grasp?
You can try. He is pretty strong though. But he rolled really bad. He's too depressed. He's too depressed to care. A 16?
Yeah.
He got like an 8. Okay. So he's just.
So there's a moment in the flourish of him holding on to Leovold and Leovold breaking out that he just pulls out a normal, like, pistol he carries and points it at him. And in his eyes, if he were to ever be like questioning if Leovold would kill someone intentionally, there would be no question right now. Leovold just points the gun.
Everyone goes, whatever, dude. You do whatever you want. I'm going to bed, man. And he walks away.
He'll decock it and just utter, fucking useless. And he is going to spend all night looking through this shop, trying to find something to wake Damien up.
You spend the whole night. You will take a second level of exhaustion over the course of the night as you're looking for stuff. You eventually hear or see like the lights. You're towards the edge here. You're like right at the edge actually. So you can see as like the warm glow of daylight starts to come in. It's probably like 6 o'clock or so. You're going to find something. You've been doing it all night, like creating different little contraptions, trying to find some kind of way to do something. When you come back into the room on this occasion, you've been going for maybe 5 minutes or something. Damien is sat up. And he just kind of looks a little bit confused for a second. He's a little dazed, perhaps. Damien, the last thing you remember is falling down that ladder. And now you woke up in this like weird workshop.
I realized I was muted. Leovold, where is everyone?
So Leovold's delirious.
Yeah, you're fucked up.
He kind of just looks stunned. Like he walked over with some more stuff in his hands, ready to do something else. Hears his name being called out, looks up, seeing Damien set up on the table. He's just, please don't. Please, my mind can't be playing tricks on me now. I've got to fix him. He has to wake up, right? Damien? And he just falls.
Yeah, so Damien's gonna grab him. Like one thing you notice too, like as like Damien's like sitting up, like all of the cuts and like everything like around Damien are like freezing over, and like they're like kind of like slowly healing a little bit, and he's gonna like grab Leovold before he falls.
You manage to catch Leovold as he's kind of like passing out. You jump off the table real quick, come over, kind of grab him mid-fall. You manage to catch him, and you aren't. He's too weak for you to like prop him up onto his feet, so you kind of like have to set him down.
Near Damien on the table would be a familiar potion.
Well, or do you tell him that, or because he probably wouldn't?
No, it's just sitting there. His plan was to get you up and then to drink that.
Would that help with exhaustion?
Nope. I'm fucked. For a while.
At least for now, yeah. We're still separated, unfortunately. Leopold has to sleep for the next fucking day.
I'm probably just gonna be stuck with exhaustion for a while. But he just collapsed because his physically exhausted and mentally strained to the max. I imagine he's done like 50 million different experiments trying to get you to wake up. And when he saw you, he just was almost relieved, but also felt like his mind was playing tricks on him. And he just was at his breaking point. So he's probably going to sleep for a while. At least till noon.
Well, he'll pick you up. I feel like he can pick you up, and he'll put you like either on the table or like somewhere probably more comfortable.
You manage to look around the room. You see that in the back, there are the bunk beds. There is a bunk bed at the top that is open, and you're strong enough to walk over and like kind of fucking like bench press him into the bunk bed, or even climb up a little bit, kind of set him down in the bunk bed if you wanted to. You feel really well rested though. You like feel brand new.
And he doesn't know everything Leopold did too. He's just chilling. But he's on a wait till he wakes up though. Probably. Yeah. Because he doesn't know like anything.
Imagine like if you had like clothes, like if you had like you probably either don't have a shirt on or your shirt's probably been like cut open, and there's probably like your shit's probably fucked up. Like he's probably burned from some of the stuff he did. There's some of your clothes will be cut open. You might be like bandaged in weird places and stuff. There's like some.
I imagine that workshop is thrashed too.
Oh yeah, the workshop's fucked. The guy's head's gonna be pissed when he wakes up.
Yeah, so he's on a wait till Leopold wakes up just to hear like the whole story about the crew. But yeah, he'll because he also doesn't want to like him to wake up when he's not there. So
Still separated.
We can do time lapses, bro.
I almost shorted up. Almost. Right there. So fucking close. So he's gonna sleep. If he doesn't do you want to wake up? Do you want to take a long rest, Leopold?
No, he wouldn't take a long rest. I mean, he would, but it like in all reality, if there are people waking up and like going to work and stuff, he would sleep probably an hour or two after they woke up and then wake himself up.
So Damien, do you like kind of hang around and wait? You just like kind of hang around at this workshop?
yeah, and I also feel like he wouldn't wake him up until at least like one level of exhaustion.
It's a all or nothing sort of situation. He has to sleep for a long rest, and he loses them.
Yeah.
Well, I also feel like he wouldn't get a long rest right now because the passing out at some point he probably will like jolt himself awake to think it didn't happen, and he fell asleep trying to save Damien or wake Damien up. So when he wakes up, he's going to jolt up and like go right back to doing it.
As you, Damien, as you're like waiting around, probably about an hour after you put Leopold to sleep, Gazhat gets up. He goes in, sees his workshop, just like explicit, fucking. He's panicking. He runs in. Who the fuck are you? And why the fuck is my workshop destroyed? And he
Hey man, it was like this when I got here. You leave a really like dirty place around here, man. You got to clean up. It was like this when I woke up.
That is not true. And you're the person in here that broke everything, and you're going to tell me that I'm dirty. Unbelievable. Get out.
Look,
Get out. Get out.
Where are the bunk beds? Is this like the same place as the?
Yeah, he woke up. He was in a bunk bed just next to the bunk bed you put Leopold up on. He wakes up. He like kind of groggily walks past you, like doesn't really realize. Walks into the workshop, starts fucking cursing, comes back in, and then like realizes you're there, And then you have this exchange.
Hey, Leovold, it seems like we overstayed our welcome. I think we're gonna have to get out of here.
Overstate, you never had a welcome! I don't know you!
Look, I don't know you either, man, but I appreciate you letting me stay here. I appreciate that.
Gabriel is like, God, can you guys... I'm trying to sleep.
He can
Titus,
stay though, right? Like, he still has permission.
Titus wakes up, starts walking over, rubbing his eyes. What's going on, Bosh? What are you doing? Why are you screaming? And Gazhat is like completely fucking pissed. He just like walks into the workshop. You can hear like stuff fucking clattering and everything as he starts putting back the space. Titus looks at you, Damien. Hey man, I think I saw you earlier. You were all fucked up. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, today's a new day.
Yeah, it is. You want some coffee?
No, to be honest, I feel like I had a long rest earlier. I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice.
That's probably be given to Leovold over here. He looks pretty out of it.
Yeah, I can make him a coffee, man. Well, he looks like he probably likes it like black or something. I'll get that for you right away. He walks over to a kettle, starts making that. Come back a few minutes later, give it to you. He like shakes the bed and says, "Hey, Leo, I made you some coffee." Shakes it again. "Hey, man, I made you some coffee, dude."
On that second one, Leovold like shoots up, but he shoots up so like fiercely that it launches him off the top of the bunk bed, and he just like eats shit at the floor. I'm gonna take 1 point of damage for that, just so you know. And he doesn't get up right away, but anyone in the vicinity can hear is him going to wake him up. He's not dead. He can't be. And he is like crawling and getting up at the same time, very slowly.
Titus says, "Hey, man, your guy is like freaking out, dude. Here," he gives you the coffee. "You should like get him to drink that. I'm gonna go take a piss, man." And Titus walks off.
And yeah, so he's also gonna go up to Leovold then with the coffee. He's gonna be like, "Leovold, are you okay? Or it seems like you were the one watching over my body. I appreciate it. So get him here in one piece."
Not recognizing right away that it's you, he kind of like pushes off a little bit. "Fucking stop!" And he is drunkily kind of stumbling towards where you
Craig
wake up
drunk.
at.
That makes a lot of sense.
And he gets to the table where you're sitting and it's empty, and he's just staring at it, and then slowly turns around.
And Gazhat's standing there right in front of you. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
He just puts a finger up to Gazhat, like, and he sees Damien for the first time with somewhat coherency. And he just stumbles over to Damien and kind of touches him like, "Are you real?" And then once he makes that physical contact, he just hugs the guy.
Oh, thanks, Leovold. And he'll hug him back, I guess. But everything okay?
I did everything I could. I almost went mad. You're fucking real. And he just looks over at Evriel and goes, "Fucking told you he wasn't fucking dead. If you ever do that again, I will fucking kill you on the spot.
Whatever, man. I didn't do any. I let you in here, dude. I'm grateful. And he rolls over.
Wait, Leovold, are you saying you risked your life to try to save me?
You're off home. I don't know which one did it, but I'm happy it did. This is where he sits down. What do you remember last?
I remember we went down a long fall, but I wasn't expecting it to make me knock out. I don't know. But
Okay, sorry, I have to gather my thoughts. I've went to some pretty dark places up there. Okay, let's try to remember this clearly. So, you remember a bar, right?
yeah.
Maybe? Fuck, it doesn't matter. So, we were at a bar. We were talking to the lamplighter lady, and things went sideways very quickly. So, we got out of there. We saw a bar. We went down a hatch. I was the last one down it, so I don't know what happened, but once I got down there, you didn't get up. You didn't get up, Damien. And, I did everything I could. I carried you through fucking everything and anything I could. I wasn't gonna leave you there since you're part of the crew, but you didn't get up. And, I don't know where anybody's at. But I got you back here after hours of dragging your sorry arse around. And he kind of just looks back at the workshop. I made things I never thought I could, and I did everything I could to get you up. I don't know which one worked, but I'm happy it did.
Leovold, I need to tell you something. And he's gonna kind of pull you. I don't know if we've been talking in the open, but he's gonna kind of pull him off to the side a little bit more. And he's gonna be like, I didn't want to tell anyone this. Whoever I've told or whoever finds out, they think of me as a freak. They think of me as, well, I think of myself as a freak, but I've died at least 1,000 times, Leovold. I've lost track after that point, but ever since I've gotten this curse bestowed upon me, I just really haven't been able to die. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, but you bringing my body back here really is what saved me. So, thank you so much.
The moment you said you died 1,000 times, he looked at you like you were fucking insane. You know, it could be the delirium in my head. Long night, carrying you around and fucking dodging everything that wanted to shoot us. He sits down in a stool, chair, whatever. What do you mean you've died 1,000 times? Metaphorically speaking? Because there's no way in the hells you've done it literally. And what you talking about a curse?
You think I had these horns my whole life? You think I always looked like this? This happened to me, man. After I realized that I couldn't die, I tried to find ways. I tried to look for an easy way out. And it led me into this very dark area outside my homeland. and I continuously died there for weeks and months until I finally ended up over here. And I thought it was going to kill me, but it didn't. And yeah, that's why I've only been here for a few weeks, and I don't really know anything. Not weeks, few months, but
So you're saying if I take this hair gun on its side, put a bullet right between your eyes, you're gonna wake up in a matter of a couple hours?
that's what normally happens, yep. So far, I haven't really found any ways to truly do it, but who knows? Maybe I just haven't tried hard enough.
Just looks over at the workshop that he just thrashed the shit out of. I went almost insane to get you up.
Oh, that was you. Interesting.
John, this is the only place I know of. All right, we got off the ship. I came here, so I don't know where anyone's at. I don't know where Darren went to after she got fucking taken. Know where Fasciatus is or fucking Catum. I'm lost in the wind, and the only people I got were your lifeless fucking body that I didn't want to give up on. That emotional bastard over there that fucking doesn't want to do right. And I wouldn't even say Titus. I don't even know him that well, but I help out this fucks with schematics and drawings and improve everything he does practically. Where the fuck are we going to start by locating the crew? And if we leave here, I'm going to need you to like carry most of my dead weight.
No, that's one of the main things I'm good at is lifting stuff. So I can carry you, and we just got to figure out what floor they're on, and then I think it'll get a lot easier. But I mean, Leovold, all the medicine, all the treatments you tried doing, they might have not got you anything, but I mean, hey, you gained my respect, man. And I'll just put my hand out to try to like help him up.
He takes it, leans on you, and just utters, would have been good to know just to carry your sorry ass instead of going fucking almost insane to bring you back. Next time, lead with that when you meet people.
Well, I mean, I've told some people before, and I've been kicked off the ships due to it. I don't like bringing it up. You've actually been the first person to kind of take it well, other than the old man. But I mean, he's kind of already a weirdo already, you know. So I don't think it was a good judge with him.
Damien, we all have our secrets. I appreciate you telling me yours. One day I'll return the favor. But right now I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
And he just goes full dead weight.
Well, that's where we're in the session.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna state this right now. Like I said in the chat, if it was one of my things, fucking awesome. If it wasn't, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't now, we are.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's never fine with Connor. His last character was about to make like some soul-sucking automaton.
Well, no, okay. My last character was actually like he was going on the good path. Like
He was gonna be fine.
Was he? Was he though?
Thank you.
at least compared to everyone else, I feel like he was. I don't know.
Lily was great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you were like to a sea god that was like literally changing you into a sea monster. So like,
Super Coral.
well, I mean, what was she going to turn into?
Like, that was her brother, right? And he was a nice boy.
He was very nice.
Hey, I think I should be able to like butt my strength up to 13 because I carry that motherfucker all the way around that city.
I will say now that everyone knows, it was kind of funny because I've known this for like a little bit, and like when I saved the captain and like the thing was gonna follow me, and then Leovold like saved me like Batman, and then I still got knocked down, and then he still revived me. Like I was just in there like, I mean, I'm kind of chilling, but
Yeah, he already died once. You guys just didn't notice.
Oh, if you didn't wake up, Leovold would have went full, like, crawled inside a bottle for a couple sessions.
I show up. I'm like, I'm actually Gabrielle now, guys. What's up?
Oh no! That would be the worst thing ever. You could totally take over that character. Oh my god, what a fucking terrible decision. I would hate.
I was that close to shooting that motherfucker.
Just remove this.
Like, stop, man. He's gone. Like, I am going to. If I didn't use my shotgun to try and defib him, I was going to use that on you. Don't stop me from doing what I'm going to do.
Yeah, so Connor's character is immortal based on his backstory, but I don't think it really matters much. Like, obviously, being immortal is like, you know, a good ability, but I figured like if he dies, right? Like a TPK is a TPK. So like if you guys get fucking killed and he survives,
He just makes a new squad.
Right.
yeah, it doesn't matter, you know.
It's Colonel Rick Flag of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
New team, guys.
Yep.
yeah. Or, you know, but I feel like, you know, TPK, even if he survives, the
You're a
TPK
bastard. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking, I was racking my brain on. All right, think smart. You have a high intelligence. Fucking, you're in a workshop. Make shit up right now.
He just was already, he was fine.
Guyvering fucking everything in my brain.
I'm so sorry.
I need a new gun now. I gotta spend a whole day creating a new gun.
Everything's gonna be fine. You'll
Mending
laugh about
help?
this tomorrow.
No, it can't. Not with this.
Mending can't
not,
help, no.
not with this
Oh,
gear.
man.
Damn.
This is
Oh.
like my specialty gear.
Hey.
Thank you guys. I did. I got your mini, Alyssa. It's in the. I have that now. Also, Alyssa, if you could send me. I know we talked about it briefly. If you could send me some details for your artifact item.
Sure.
I think we might have. I tried to look through our Discord messages. I didn't see any. I know we like briefly talked about it. I just don't remember anything definitive, and I didn't see anything. I might have just missed it. But either way, whether I missed it or not, could you send something to me about
Sure.
a little bit of a definitive? Either like you can kind of request something mechanically if you want. You can be like, you know, I kind of wanted to have some sort of effect, or at the very least, like tell me like, you know. How it would relate to your backstory in some way. It was somebody's, it was an heirloom item of some kind. It was your friend's instrument. It was, you know, something along those lines. So
Okay.
I can go ahead and get that done for you. I want to get that in your hands.
Sounds good.
Oakley dokley, boys and girls. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry for all the stress for no reason. He's fine.
I'm just gonna let y'all die from now on. Fuck it.
Yeah, all you motherfuckers probably immortal. Who gives a shit?
I feel like Connor was just like, you're not killing me again.
Right, like that. You know what my artifact is? Fucking immortal.
I want to be immortal. And I was like, yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not? It's not even his artifact item either. His artifact item is pretty good. He was just like, can I be immortal? I was like, yeah, why not? Fuck it. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
I could just torture you a million different ways.
That's what I told him. I was like, you know, worst case scenario, like if a really good big bad evil, like you being immortal might not be a good thing, dog. Like I might fuck you up. I was like, you might be. Are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want? And he was like, yeah, okay. But I know that. Like I will fuck you up forever.
Oh.
I will see you guys
Side
next
effects
Thursday.
fucks everybody else up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any.
Emotional trauma.
I level up for that, right?
You didn't even know he was dead. You just suspected.
No, I did it, but I wasn't
I
giving
thought
up
he was-
either. Like, well, actually, no. Like, Leovold did know that.
No, I mean, Darren didn't know that he was dead.
Oh,
No, I thought I don't know anything,
she doesn't
so
know
I
anything
don't
after
know
getting
whether
kidnapped.
anybody's alive.
It's true. Yep, that's where Basti
And they
is.
were super fucked up the last time I saw them.
Yeah, and they're
I
fighting
mean,
robots.
We're
Vashiabas
fucked
just
up now.
disappeared. He could be totally fine.
It's like, you know what? The city, not that bad. Not that bad.
Pretty chill
You know
place,
what?
actually.
I can't wait for Bashadas to have his own adventures inside the fucking Grand Rise where I'm sipping on coffee. Remember, you gotta cap out at 3 fights.
Yep, that's true. I haven't even got to use any of my 3rd level stuff yet because I've just been chilling.
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of stuff. We've had one day. It's been like 5, 6.
It's been 24 hours since we showed up.
It's
Yeah.
been
It's
the
like 6
longest
sessions.
day ever.
Why do you think I have half speed now? I have 2 levels of exhaustion.
All the chaos is over. Now we can regroup and we can start making plans, and doing combats. It's gonna be fun. We can start using
You
the
did bring
levels.
us back together.
Oh, we're doing combats, bro. Take me out. Because I'm not gonna be able to do shit.
I did get you guys back together, and I don't think I broke the timeline. I might have broken the timeline, but I don't think I did.
No, I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
I think you worked around it enough that it like worked out well.
Yeah.
I think I managed to pull this shit together.
We didn't make it easy, to be fair.
You did it.
We did a 5-way split.
At one point, there was 5 different.
We're gonna do it again. I guarantee it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
probably.
Damien and Leopold were together.
So it's a 4-way, but also Aethra.
Yeah.
So technically, but then he left, so it's okay.
He's just gonna stay there and get minimal
Well,
payment.
I'm sweating my bungs off. I'm gonna go ahead and go home and go to sleepy times.
Everybody
Thank you,
have a
guys.
wonderful Labor Day.
See you next.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you too.
Happy Labor
Okay.
Day. You guys are the best.
Enjoy your
Thank you
weekend.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Adios.
Good night.